Welcome to Tales from the Tap. My name is Frankie, and this is my co-host,
Stan the Man.
And we are excited to not just welcome you to another episode of Tales from the Tap. We have a special guest today, as you can see, Goblin Ringleader. Jack, so happy. We've been trying to do, an episode with you for so long. And
I feel like it's been months since we've been trying to get Jack on.
We'll be we get you on this, but and schedule, and then Stan dying, and it's just kind of crazy.
I got sick, and then before that we had Mr. Henry Thomas Munsterman on.
Oh, Henry Thomas, the legend, Jared.
Our goat, for sure.
Yeah,
so it kind of worked out.
And it's good that we are doing this with a little bit of talk of Edge of Eternities. We don't have everything yet, but we get to just talk about a few things. I think that's gonna be cool.
I know, although it's crazy how many leaks there are for this set specifically. There's always leaks. There's always somebody that gets pink or
a lot, right?
This set, I swear to God, somebody got a whole case. Because they're just some of the photos are literally dude's deck is already sleeved up. I got my standard deck ready. You know what I mean?
It has to be playtesters. It has to be playtesters because they're literally on a table with sleeved cards.
Yeah, they're got them orderly, whatever. Start running the decks out. And some of the cards are really cool. We'll definitely get into that. The cool thing, though, is that because we wanted to get Jack on, you guys are going to get 3 episodes back-to-back. Usually we're bi-weekly, but we had an episode about a week ago. We're going to have another one this week, and then next week is pre-release.
Pre-release.
So we have to get that episode out for you guys, and Frank's going to have the rundown for limited and sealed and all that prep, and then you can also check out Jack's channel for what that looks like as well. At Goblin Ringleader, any weird tags, any
Goblin Ringleader on literally everything. Nobody had it.
Underscore?
A Goblin _ Ringleader.
Perfect.
Done.
Love it. That's so nice because on Twitter I think we're Tales from Tap or something.
Yeah, because it couldn't
Tales
fit.
It
was too big.
Yeah, we're just whatever. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. So with that being said, we're going to jump into some quick housekeeping, and then we'll get a quick interview with our boy Jack here, let you guys know the legend of the Goblin Ringleader and why we had him on.
Not a legend, just a man writing a story.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. With that being said, we're going to do something a little bit different than usual. As always, Patreon, the people that support us there are the best. We really appreciate you guys. And for the longest time I don't know how to edit. Full stop. And Sal does already so much for us, so I don't like to ask him for extra stuff because I hate being a beggar and a chooser. So we wrote down your names on some whiteboards that I actually used for the MTG Chicago stream to put the decks down. So if you're a patron, you get your name on camera the analog way. But yeah, so that's going to be how we throw some support. We'll probably throw you up at the end, too, when we do the shout-outs.
And I wanted to bring up, because we didn't mention him last time, we always love to shout out our new patrons the first time that they join. So shout out to Nathaniel for recently joining us. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, and he's very active on Discord, which I love. I love when people are willing to just get involved in Discord and all the conversations.
Oh yeah, I saw him the first day, and he also is so goated because he's one of our first people. We're almost at 60 episodes, and he's going back, and, watching all of our old stuff, actually. And I was our king, king.
Yeah, I was impressed because I've done that before, where I'm oh man, I really like this creator. I'm gonna rewatch all their shit.
Yeah,
and that's how I was with PewDiePie actually.
Oh, okay.
When I got into him, it was before he got super famous. Because I'm a DGen and I used to work night shift in high school, and so you get bored at night shift in a nursing home, and I would just watch YouTube. It was 2011, 2012 YouTube era. And I'm watching horror games at night in a nursing home, dude,
that's so scary.
And I'm man, I'm gonna go see what his older content looks like. It was all ass, obviously, but
yeah.
Everybody's OG content looks like crap. Don't look at our original videos.
Don't do it, please.
Me too.
You know how it goes.
Yikes,
cracked phone screen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Or some of my YouTube shorts where I'm ooh, the audio is terrible. Run it.
Right, yeah. We had a couple episodes where the audio was bad.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, God, don't get me started. Anyways, so yeah, shout out to the Patreons. You guys are the best. We appreciate you. And shout out to Nathaniel for being a newer Patreon subscriber. With that being said, you guys can always follow us. Our show will always be free on YouTube. If you are on YouTube already and you haven't please check it if you are subscribed. It really goes a long way. Like, comment, subscribe. Anything you do for the algorithm, it goes a long way for us. Hit the bell if you want to show some real support. You can always join our Discord. It's open access. We're always yapping in there, setting up tournaments. Goblin Ringleader himself is pretty active in there as we try to prep for tournaments and see what we want to go to. A lot of you guys are going to be prepping for going to the RC in November, which is cool. We still got to get some people qualified. And then Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Our stuff will be on pretty much everything. There was one that I was like, oh yeah, Audible. Why aren't we on Audible? I'm just kidding. But maybe if you want.
Someday.
Audible listeners, are you there? In the comments, let us know.
Take the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, use one of your credits for it or whatever they do.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jack, the audience doesn't know. Well, they might if they pay attention, but I've known you for like over a decade, probably since you were like 6th or 7th grade.
I started playing it when I was 13, so you've known me. I'm 26 now. You've known me for 13 years.
Yeah, half his life.
Yeah.
So Jack and I go way back, even to like when I was new to Magic, or like relatively new, because I met Jack, I think, right after I graduated or in my senior year of high school, when everybody was like going to the Game and Go back in the day, like 2011-12 era. And it's crazy because Cole was like an infant,
11.
basically.
My brother was 11 playing Magic.
Yeah, he was so tiny. So
Cole was younger than me?
He's younger than me.
I did not know that. When I met him, I thought, I was like, oh, he must be Jack's older brother.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's just like the mannerisms. He does try to keep himself a little bit more, straight edge.
Cole is the calm, collected.
Right.
I want to be like Cole all the time because I am way too all over the place. It helps with content and nothing else.
Right.
Oh, it's so good for the content.
Yeah, exactly. People that don't understand, ADHD kind of goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes hard.
But yeah, so it's been a long time since I've known you, but for the audience, you started Magic. Do you remember what was your first set?
Yeah, so I remember the first set I ever watched come out was Return to Ravnica. The first box I ever bought was Core Set 2013. I played my first pre-release. I didn't get to play RTR because I didn't make it to the pre-release.
Sure.
But I played at Gatecrash, and my first ever pre-release pack was a Demir pre-release
Back when they
pack.
would give you the guilds.
Yeah. And I learned in that pre-release that I did not like blue. I learned right off the bat. I was like, why am I just sitting here? My opponent's killing me.
Mm-hmm. And it was very, very Demir back then, for sure.
It was bad. Consuming Aberration was sick. Everything else in that pack sucks.
Oh, yeah.
You got like Tome Scout where you're like, what are we doing here?
Scout.
Well, that was a core set card, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was like back when I was playing like kitchen table Magic and we were trying to like mill each other with tomes.
Yeah, RTR, oh man. That's what I think that's RTR is around when I started trying to get into like competitive, like, oh, let's go to locals, let's grind tournaments, let's go to like pastimes, 1Ks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Before that I was like,
yep.
Yeah, I started like right after RTR's release. And so I remember like seeing Sphinx's Revelation and being like, this card's crazy.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, RTR had a ton of crazy cards. I mean, if we want to talk about that set specifically,
Deathrite Shaman.
Abrupt Decay, Sphinx's Revelation,
slotted right into
5
modern
Shocklands. Like, it was a really, really goated set. Format defining for a lot of ways because RTR, specifically that Pro Tour, was the one that got Jund banned, where even though Stanislav Sivka beat my boy Yuya, who ended up being the Tron cheater.
Tears.
I'm so sad.
We loved Yuya.
I
He was
love
so
Yuya.
good to watch growing up.
Yeah. Yuya was like my goat. And when he got caught cheating with Tron during COVID, I was like, no.
Yeah.
How can you cheat with Tron?
Yeah. So he got to the finals against Stanislav Sivka, who's like a phenomenal player. And that guy was playing the Eggs deck. And so Second Sunrise got banned. But then also they were like, Jund is way too good. We're banning Bloodbraid Alpha and Deathrite Shaman. And that was like, Deathrite Shaman had just come out, so it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
I love playing that standard because that had Geist of Saint Traff, Snapcaster Mage, Liliana of the Veil.
Oh, I love Geist of Saint
yeah,
Traff.
Yeah, Ban Enchantments was so cool.
Like you had Restoration Angel Thragtusk. You had so many cool decks in that standard. It wasn't even modern, and those cards are like eternally playable. Like you play those, a lot of those cards. If you're Commander players, you know those cards are good. And then even in modern and sometimes Legacy, like you still see a Geist of Saint Traff sometimes in Legacy because they'll fast man it out and they'll be like, you can't kill this.
Yeah, Geist of Saint Traff specifically having Hexproof was always a crazy card back in the day.
Yeah, and I actually like got reminiscent of Resto Angel because of the Swan that like did the same thing in Bloomburrow,
Yeah.
but it was like every time a flying creature entered, and I was like, oh man,
Yes.
can Resto be back?
It's crazy,
But,
because to like somebody like Frank who really likes Pioneer.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that era back then of Modern, if you were like playing professional like Magic or even just like high level not pro play, Starship Games events and all that stuff that we were doing. Modern during that era, like banned enchantments, like the decks were so bad. Like think if you like look at Jund, like Jund Tarmogoyf, like such a terrible deck, right? But like if you compare them to like what Pioneer does, it's like, oh, these are like basically the same power level. Obviously now Pioneer is getting a little bit stronger, and maybe Modern without bans at that era is about the same power level. But like looking at where Modern is now, it's like a totally different game. But Pioneer still does like exactly what that era of Magic did, which is so cool.
Yeah, I wish I tried in a deck a while ago. I think it was Niv-to-Light, where I was like, I'm just gonna put Sphinx's Revelation in just because like of my nostalgia. And
then, because it was like a Azorius card for your trigger.
But it was like still terrible.
Right.
Yeah,
no, for sure. A Sphinx's Revelation could theoretically be good in like a blue-white controlled deck, but it has to be very do nothing. That's the only problem. It's so slow.
Right.
The last time I saw it played was with Wilderness Reclamation.
Yes.
Because like you just make so much mana. But besides that, I agree. It's really tough to play the card.
Wilderness Reclamation.
You talked about SCGs. I didn't get into Modern until like Theros. However, when I got into Modern, I played my first SCG when I was, I think, 15.
Yeah.
And it was a standard SCG, and I played Mono Black Devotion. With Gary. That was the first time I ever built a tier deck. And I remember going to that SCG and being like, I can win this thing. And then just every round getting my ass kicked by people who actually knew how to play the game. And I was like, I have a long way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was fun to like play a deck, feel the power, and be like, wow, I have the tools here to win. I just don't know how to use them.
No, 100%. Especially because like if you show up as like a newer player, without all the practice you don't know you need, and you're playing the tiered deck, well, it's like not only do you not know what you're doing, everybody else knows what you're supposed to be doing. And so as soon as you make a misplay, it's like, I think Julian was talking about it pretty recently. He was playing against an opponent where he's like, I'm pretty much dead on board. Oh, why didn't he do this? Okay, I win now.
Yes.
It's like, oh, there you go.
That was every game, and I was looking at my cards every game. I'd put them on the table and be like, what could I have done differently? I'd ask my opponent. I'd be like, what can I do differently? Even as a kid, it's really important to like be humble and say, hey, what will make me better? And like asking your opponent in that situation, especially who knows more than you about your deck, just tell me like, how can I get better at this deck? And they beat you. They're happily going to help you. Half the time though, it was just play Pack Rat on 2 and discard your entire hand to Pack Rat.
Yeah.
That won you the game. Thoughtseize on 1, Pack Rat the rest of the hand.
For sure.
That was it.
That's a good point, actually. It reminds me of a story. I think it was like a regional, not like a crazy event, but it was like back when Pastimes was still running all the events because Nerd Rage wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
I was playing round 1, and during this era, I had like 7 tournaments in a row where my round 1 opponent was a chick, and I would always lose. And so like by the 4th tournament, I'm like, oops, I lost.
Damn
I'm cursed. I don't know what's going on here, but like her deck's gonna beat mine. Like one tournament specifically, I was at Pastimes back when they were still next to the Walmart.
Yeah.
And me and this chick had like what was it? It was maybe this wasn't in the same era, but me and this chick had a green-white Devotion, if you remember that deck. The flip, Master of the Unseen, you get so much life. This, like, if you ever played a deck that goes to fucking turns, this is the deck. Like you think you've played decks that are slow? No, dude. We were playing that mirror match. And so her and I are just sitting there and like, we're tanking, like flip over, whatever, blah, blah. We have no cards left in our library. We're like not going to game 2. It's like 49 minutes have passed.
Oh my god.
And then, and at the time, it wasn't worth mainboarding Elspeth Sun's Champion. Oh yeah, it must have been during that era because Elspeth Sun's Champion was still legal. At the time, it wasn't like worth mainboarding that if you wanted to be more consistent because it was a slow card. But it was really good in the mirror match, and then she like goes, Elspeth, boom, wipe the board, barely gets me in turns. I'm like, damn. And I was like, like good fucking games, shake it out.
Yeah.
I hope she still plays because that was actually one person I remember specifically, a cool player. But before that, like a couple tournaments prior, I was playing I think I was still playing like the Soul Tie Whip deck, like Doomwake Giant, Whip of Erebos. Such a cool deck.
Whip. Whip was so
Thoughtseize, I love Thoughtseize.
Oh,
Thoughtseize is probably like top 3 favorite cards.
I was playing Whip of Erebos, but like my deck was the budget bad deck. So I was Whip of Erebosing like Desecration Demon and Gary, and then also having Progenitor Mimic to like copy also those creatures.
I think my deck was worse. I was playing a deck that had Ashen Rider and the Angel that exiles up to 3 creatures from graveyards and battlefields. Angel
of Revelation. Serenity.
Yeah. And then there was one game where I had a Whip down and I had 5 mana. I played Whip on 4, and then I Thoughtseized myself to get my Ashen Rider in the graveyard, and then I whipped it back. When it entered, I exiled a thing. When it left, I exiled a thing. I hit 2 of their lands, and I won that game.
Yeah, Ashen Rider Reanimator during that time was so fun. I think that Julian would definitely love that.
Escape the Underworld was a cracked Magic card.
Make Orzhov playable.
But we didn't have Zombify back then. It was literally 5 mana Escape the Underworld.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what Escape the Underworld does for the audience?
I just know it's 5 mana Reanimate.
It's a 5 mana instant. You have to sack a creature, and then at the end step, that creature and the creature you sack both come back.
Yeah.
So you would exile a Gary, target your Ashen Rider, and then they both come back, and you'd be like, Gary trigger, Ashen Rider trigger. I get to keep this.
I was playing that in my deck.
And it was an instant, so you could play around removal. You'd be like, attack. They'd be like, kill your thing. You'd be like,
no. I actually forgot that was an instant at this point.
It was so good.
See, that's the kind of Reanimator that like we need in like, because all the reanimation stuff I think in Pioneer for the most part is just like terrible. It's like all 5 mana, but like not instant speed.
Yeah. For sure.
I think is that considered Innistrad block?
Well,
that's Theros. That's OG Theros.
Innistrad was rotated by the time Theros was out.
But I will say, we now have Zombify because of Foundations in Pioneer.
That's true. So Zombify could just be in Pioneer.
It's the most boring card in the world, though, because, like, 5 mana Reanimate standard, 4 mana Reanimate is Power Crept, 5 mana Reanimate, but the format has moved to a position now where it's the same as 5 mana Reanimate. It's still not fast enough.
Well, it was only not fast enough for the 7 cards we had to get rid of. I think Reanimate's now viable. Because, like, last rotation, Dimir Reanimator combo with... Sphinx of the Conspiracy Unraveler or whatever. Sure. Conspiracy Unraveler Sphinx, where you can manifest 10 or evidence 10 to cast for free.
Yep. Sure.
That combo deck was very good, and it was a straight up Reanimator deck.
No,
obviously
Pioneer?
No, standard.
Okay. Standard.
Obviously, it was a combo finish, but straight up like combo deck. Like that one knocked me out of a top 8 for an RCQ.
Right.
Like really good deck.
It beat goblins.
It could for sure. But yeah, I was just going back to your story about like respecting your opponents and like always trying to learn. That was me during that era too, like same energy, because a lot of people that I would play against were better than me. And during my loss streak of losing to chicks or whatever, like round 1 guaranteed, one of the girls I played against was this really good player, and she was playing a Thoughtseize deck as well. So she actually like left me with like advice where it kind of like stuck with me. Because I still use her advice to this day for new players, where like I was like, I love Thoughtseize, but I always feel like I'm taking the wrong card. And then she's like, well, because I had Thoughtseize her, she's like, well, if I Thoughtseize my opponent and I see a Thoughtseize, I'm almost certainly gonna take it. And I was like, really? Even though like they might have like a stronger card, and she's like, I don't want you to see my hand. Yeah. I'm like, damn, okay, straight up, like just like that. And
full stop.
Yeah, and she was totally right. It was cool. I had a great conversation with her. It would have been even better if the guy next to me was like a weirdo simp. Some guy sitting next to me, I was like telling her my story of like, oh, I keep losing to chicks or whatever. And so I was basically like, oh, Keegan and the other guys are never gonna let me live this down because it just keeps happening. And not that it was like a chick thing, it was just about the fact that it just kept happening. It's just funny.
It was just like
it was just
causation does not equal correlation, but it's like, come on.
It was just funny because it kept happening. It was like, what are the odds? Especially in that era when like you go to a tournament and there might not even be a girl. Yes. You know, nowadays it's way different. Which is cool. But back then it was like, oh, girl that plays Magic and she's fucking better than you. That's really cool. Don't be a fucking creep. Yeah. So like the guy next to me was definitely like a simp. He goes, what? You never played a girl that plays Magic? You never heard of Melissa DeTora? I was like, first of all, no, I don't know who that is.
You're new. Come on.
Yeah, I was pretty new. I don't even care now to remember pro player names.
Right.
I do know who Melissa DeTora is now. And obviously, as I learned who she was, I was a big fan because she was doing like the Farseek 4-color bullshit. Yeah. Restoration Angel, shout outs to Frank with Drag Tusk. Yep. And I'm a big Drag Tusk guy as a Tron player. So eventually I knew who that was. But at the time I was like, dude, what? I'm just talking to my opponent. Can you mind your own fucking business?
Literally. Yeah. And like so much is to be learned from your opponent, because not only are they an opponent, they're also somebody who took the time, paid the money to sit in the seat across from you. When I look, here's the thing.
That's true, yeah.
Magic is a 2-player game. We can't sit here and expect to win every game, because if we look at it from that perspective, we're losing half the games we play and we're winning half the games we play. But if we look at it from the perspective of, hey, I'm here to play the game I love, regardless of the outcome, and I'm playing it with somebody who also loves the game, then you look at every match like you're winning, even if you're losing, because you still get to have that experience with somebody. And at home, you get to either play nobody or play a computer, which is somebody, but you don't get the experience.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying, because as somebody, and everybody who's a gamer has probably experienced this, but when your game dies, like I love Halo Wars, for example. Have you ever played that?
Yeah.
Try to find a lobby. You know what I mean? Impossible.
Yeah.
So like when you go to a Magic tournament and you're just like an asshole, you make people not want to play.
Yes.
And why would you destroy your own game from the inside? You know, I totally agree with the sentiment. I'm always try to be courteous to every opponent. If they are a weirdo, then I just go, okay, no energy. I'm just gonna like let you be miffed. I'm gonna not talk to you, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. It's got to be that you respect the game and you respect the players that want to play, because or else we just don't have a community. And we're lucky that Magic has survived as long as it has, because a lot of games just don't live this long.
Yeah.
And then you get to go back and you're like, oh, I really wish I could play Mob of the Dead, Zombies. Oh, it's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We either build our community or destroy it, and you have to choose. It's not like you take a passive role, because if all of us take a passive role, it just slides backwards.
100%.
Well, and I feel like we've gotten a lot better in regards to Magic than we were 10 years ago, when people were like, when it was so much more cutthroat for pricing and people were like super crazy throwing shoes. But you still get people that like really, really salt off. And like, I don't know, especially over the past year or two, I've just been like, this is my hobby. If I just like lose it and like my whole day is ruined because of a Magic tournament, like, what am I doing? Like, this is my free time. You know what I mean? Like, let's perspective.
With that being said, though, I do think if you get angry or it makes you upset or you care about the result of the game, like, you should be competitive about it.
For sure.
In my opinion. I think,
100%.
like, if somebody's like, damn, I fucking lost, I'm like, cool. But if they're like, you fucking suck, you were lucky, it's like, all right. Chill out, buddy.
I think emotion. Well, I was gonna say, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, because like that's actually sometimes our buddy, Henry Thomas Munsterman or whatever you said.
That's his name.
The legend, Jared.
Yeah. So, sometimes when he's like, oh yeah, whatever, I don't really care. I'm like, dude.
I know.
Dude.
That's Marty's problem to solve.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, come on, man. But because I agree with you. Like, right. I think that's, to me, that's what's enjoyable about the game, is like, I took what I did in sports and I took what I still do in theater. And it's like, I have that here. Like the competition's like, it's why, oh, do you want to play League? No, we're playing ranked. Because like...
Yeah, I don't care if we lose. I just want us to try. And I want my opponents to try. Right. Why am I here?
Yeah, right.
So emotion, this is the way that I think about it. Emotions are warranted, and it shows that you care. The issue comes when somebody goes into a game assuming that they deserve to win.
Yes.
Because then they look at their opponent as someone taking something from them that they feel they deserve, instead of saying, hey, this is a 50-50 game. You win, good. That means I did something wrong and I have to think about it.
Right.
I win, good. That means I did something right and I have to think about it.
Yeah.
The only bad situation is somebody comes down to the table and you have two players who both think that they deserve to win. Then they look at each other like, oh, you're stealing something from me. And that's not the way the game works.
And sometimes it is gambling at the end of the day. Like, there's not, like, if you're a better player, it doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
100%. I just had, for example, at the Energy Team Sealed, I, did a re-CQ, and, I'm not kidding, in Game 2, my opponent on Is It Prowess before it was banned, before Cutter was banned, drew 5 or 6 lands straight.
Yeah.
And so I won that game. And it was like afterwards, and I was just sorry man, that sucks, but
right.
but it was
Variance.
it was right. It's the game.
Sometimes, I think variance determines so few of the people's games that they realize.
So few, but it's still like happens.
It happens.
It happens.
But people act like it's the only reason they lose.
Oh.
And it's like, bro, maybe 1 in 10 at best. Yeah. If you're like never making a mistake, and like you're for sure making one, you just said, but you didn't notice it.
Yeah. Well, a while ago. I mean, we haven't talked about it in a long time, but like we talked about pro players and like them trying to get their win rates to 62%.
Yeah.
Like, right. It's not like, right. The most of us are between 50 and 55. And then like, it's us trying to close the gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think any pro player worth their salt will tell you, like, even if they're like at a 65% win rate, you have to run hot. You can't just be good. You have to be good and then run hot at an event.
Yeah.
Because you have to win like 15 fucking rounds at the Pro Tour to win.
Right. Yep.
Well, that's impossible with 65% win rate.
And bad matchups.
Yeah, exactly.
And bad matchups.
Because exactly to that point is like there are decks that you are naturally like, oh, this is a good matchup for me. And like you're trying to dodge the matchups where you're like, oh, I'm going to get blasted by this. Like, yeah, you can outplay sometimes, but there are some decks where you're like, oh, I just lose to this. Like I'm so scared when I was like Demir mid-range and playing into like a domain player. I'm like, cool. If I don't get dudes out fast enough, it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
but the thing is, like, sometimes you win those. Like, I think I remember top 16 a regional, and in the Swiss, I beat 2 Infect players in a row as Tron. And I felt so bad.
That's like a 0%
It's
chance.
a 0% chance, yeah. But I played to my outs. Yeah. At the time, Infect was really popular, so I mainboarded 4 Walking Ballistas.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, Walking Ballista is hella good right now. Boggles, Infect, all these guys are really popular. I'm gonna hold the fort down with this 1-1. And literally, I felt so bad because like after I beat the Infect player, I go to the next one and he shows like Glistener Elf or whatever, and I'm just like, dude, Infect again? I just beat this matchup. And he's like, really? How? And I was like, oh, like this, Tron, and I went Ballista for 3. I'm such an asshole. No. I was like,
oh, how did I win?
Actually, wow.
And that's the point. That's the point that I think we should get back, like to hammer home for people listening, right?
Yeah.
You were playing a 0% matchup, but you were main deck teched against a good deck in the meta.
Yeah.
So that bumped, and you're a good player. So that bumped up your 0% matchup to possibly a 50.
Right.
And that 50 was the same as the person who had
1%'s a coin flip.
Exactly. And that's the cool thing is if you take the time and you put the cards in your deck to tech against the matchups, then you're
100%. And he might fumble for a turn. You know, you still got to show me the fucking kill, buddy.
Exactly.
And then to be this to like hammer home like what we're talking about earlier. I like talking shit. If somebody's talking shit to me after beating me, I don't care. I think that's funny.
Sure.
Like you should be like bantering with your homies. It's gonna build character. It's gonna make you want to win more, and it's a way better motivator than like, let's just try to get better, guys. Yeah, power friendship. Like, fuck that.
See, that's the camp.
I'm trying to beat your fucking ass, bro.
I call my opponents legends. I shake their hand.
Yeah, no wrong. I'm super nice to them.
I say I'm sorry. Like,
I don't apologize.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Shuffle better, buddy.
Trying to get better at the apologizing thing. People tell me, they're like, don't apologize. You beat me fair and square.
That is true. You're an over apologizer. You're an over apologizer.
Well, I'm sitting here with an uncountable turn 3 combo in Modern, and my opponents are just trying to have fun.
Not his fault. He didn't have removal.
Come on.
Oh yeah, motherfucker, sleep up a fatal push. How about that? Put a bolt in your deck. Like if your opponent's playing Grixis, should he apologize to you?
No.
Like
no. He should be
subtlety. Bolt. Oh, nice deck, bro.
Exactly.
I believe you, but my fatal push don't.
Right. Exactly. All right. So with that being said, one last question for the Goblin, and then we'll get into some land talk. 'Cause I worked on a little section for us that I teased last week. Why goblins?
So,
and it's not because of these nuts.
No, got him. For me, the main reason, like, there's a lot of reasons. It's like, it's fun to play, I enjoy it, but like, honestly, you remember back then, I would always play weird decks every week. For me, I live on a farm, and I have a collection and stuff, and it's a collection of not a lot of expensive cards. So a lot of
you forward, but keep going.
A lot of my time was spent trying to build a deck out of bad cards. So I would always come to the shop with a bad brew.
For sure.
And I would go 0-4 every week. I think I went 2 years straight of going like 0-4 or run through.
Dude, straight up.
And,
same, man.
and I would not stop. And the thing about goblins is I like the deck building of Magic. For me, being able to put all these cool cards together and do some crazy weird interaction, that's what I live for.
Sounds like limited.
I like playing Commander. People call it Commander. I like playing Commander in competitive. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a lot of one-offs. I'm playing a lot of like tutors, and I'm reducing my deck down to these few very powerful interactions that I smile when I play. My opponents usually get a laugh out of it because they're like, oh, what the hell did I just lose to?
Yeah, right.
And Goblins allows me to do the weird deck building stipulation and still, brew. I like the challenge of having a stipulation. I was tired of going from deck to deck to deck. I wanted to find a home to just put my time in, hone in on a skill set, and try to get really good at something. So I decided one day to give myself a stipulation, just Goblins.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Every format that you can play Goblins in, from Pauper to Legacy, I play Goblins every single day. And I find that because the decks are all the same, the skills that I learned from playing Modern transfer to Standard, transfer to Legacy, transfer to Pioneer. And it's really cool to see over time the depth of knowledge grow, because now I'm at the position where, I've been playing Goblins for and by the way, I started playing Goblins probably, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, straight, nothing else. And it
definitely before COVID.
Yeah. And it took a long time for me to get to the point now where I'm playing Goblins on the level that other people play their Modern decks at. But as we were talking before, once you get to the point where your knowledge base about how the interactions work are higher than most other people, I win so many games just by people not knowing what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
How many times I actually won through an Emrakul, the Promised End. Somebody took my entire turn. They looked at my hand. They didn't know what to do.
They didn't know what to do, right?
They literally just passed it back and I combo killed them because it was there. But there's such a low knowledge. There's such a lack of knowledge of what the Goblins deck can do that I can take it to all these different formats and I can surprise people. I can be like, look, this is 8 damage on turn 3. I don't know what happened. We're playing Standard.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, actually. There was a time where I was playing a lot of Legacy tournaments with Paolini's Elves deck.
Yeah.
And at the time, like you said, Elves was tier 2. Goblins is tier 2 or 3 in a lot of formats.
Meta, yeah.
Meta-wise.
Depending.
So, people will know people will have heard of your deck sometimes, but a lot of times they don't know what they're doing. And the amount of points I got for matchups where, I'm playing Elves at a really high level, and my opponents are don't know what this deck does, or they might know what I'm trying to do, but they don't understand it, so they don't see which wheels to if you're really good against an Elves or Goblins player, you're gonna you're gonna hit them in the cogs that make the machine not turn.
Yes.
But I would have players straight up bolting or targeting removal on my Dryad Arbor when it was my only land, but I would have a Curian Ranger, so I'm bounce it to my hand, and then same with Wireward Symbiote, target the symbiote. No, target an elf. Cool, bounce the elf. What are you doing, bro? Read my cards. Yep. I'll turn them over for you. No complaints here, though. And then they wouldn't respect your power. He's only got one thing in play. There's how much can he reasonably do? Especially with Legacy, when you have Gaia's Cradle. So go infinite. And then for you, it's the same. I remember the last time we played against each other. Was at the Mana Vault for Legacy, and I was I had literally, I think 3 or 4 Darcys and 2 Delvers flipped, and Jack was at 2 life, and I couldn't fucking kill him because I couldn't draw a third, I couldn't draw a bull, and I was well, I hope he doesn't have it. Pass, has the combo. I'm awesome.
my Snoop is staring down lethal in the air time.
I had played 4 Darcys just to surveil for bolts. I couldn't find a bolt. Yeah.
Jeez.
Snoop Harbinger. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And then the next game, I lost through double Hydroblast. And for those who don't know, goblins are red. So
it's a good try.
It was a crazy matchup. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense. Sometimes you should I want to say you should try some other tier 3 decks too. Just make that the whole thing once you have mastered goblins. Okay, no meta deck's fine, but you could play Footsteps of the Goryo or some fucking shit.
Well, I want to say when I first started getting away from just brewing bad decks, I have to give a big shout out to Todd Todd had all of the tier modern decks built, and I went through a phase where I was playing blue-white control, ad nauseum, not Delver because that wasn't in modern at the time, but like blue-red Snapcaster Mage. Like there was a bunch of different decks that I tried, and ultimately after playing all those tier decks, I got back to the point where I was like, those were all fun, but they don't make me smile. I play Magic to have the laughs, to play what I like, and I think that a lot of equity is in doing what you love in a game like Magic because of the variance, because of it being a coin flip half the time. Sometimes you have no control over what you're doing, and you have to be willing to enjoy. You have to put yourself in a position where you can enjoy the match, win or lose.
Agreed.
And if you're playing the deck that you love, even if you lose the match horribly, at least you get to say, "Hey, I was doing my thing."
I totally agree. There's a certain. I'm thankful that it doesn't happen to me anymore, but there's a certain level of like, not disappointment, but like true like, whatever the opposite of fun is. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the word is because I'm retarded.
Despair.
Not despair. Like I'm not like dying, nothing like that. But like, just complete opposite of fun. Disappointed it's close.
It's that feeling in the pit of your stomach.
It's not even like that. I'm not like I have wasted a day. Sure. I'm not even depressed. I'm just like, when you take a deck that you don't find interesting, but you play strictly because it's the best deck or a good deck.
What's that?
Nadu.
Yeah, like imagine playing Nadu and you're like, I fucking hate this deck. Yeah. And then you go to the tournament and then you like, 3 drop. Like you're just like,
what did you gain?
That was not fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was anything but fun.
Or that one guy who was beating me and being like, no one has fun when you play this deck.
Right. But he was winning.
You're not having fun when you're winning. He's not having fun even when he's winning, and that's the point.
Yeah, so like for me, I'm grateful that I am a Magic enjoyer. I don't think there's a deck that I dislike. There hasn't been one I have disliked besides Nadu. And that was only because of how boring it was to just sit there. If I was playing Nadu, I might enjoy it for like a couple like sequences of turns, but I definitely wouldn't save it for a tournament. Just on principle. Yeah. But like when I play Legacy,
it's because I love myself.
Yeah. I have this thing called self-respect. No, like every deck I play, I'm always like, this is awesome. And like people are like, we gotta get rid of this deck. I'm like, I like it. I love that deck. I love everything. Yeah. So like,
not staying talking about mono red.
I love mono red. I was excited playing Core Steel Cutter in every format. His will be done.
We were 50-50 against mice before bans. I will say at the NRG we literally went 50-50.
Dude, I love copium. Yeah. Anyways, no, but for real, like I'm so grateful that I can just enjoy any deck. Like when I play Magic now, and honestly, maybe it's because I never get to play that I'm just grateful whenever I get to hold the cards. But I'm like, just let me borrow a deck, I'll play. What is this? I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Don't tell me what it does. Unless it's like a straight up combo and like I have to know what the cards do.
Right.
I'm like, hand it over. Mid range, I'll do it.
And that's the reason I think that I value Goblins so much, is because I've been playing for so long and I've done all of the things that I know are like interesting or whatever. To me, I'm back home. Every time I play Goblins, it's something that's soothing. And I also will say most of my friends, like some of my best friends, come from Magic. Mm-hmm. Like when you live on a farm, you don't get a lot of friends. And like the store has always been, no matter if it was the Gaming Goat or the Boar's Hat, it's always been the home away from home. Yeah, and it's been where all my friends are. And so I enjoy the game regardless of win or lose, no matter what we're doing, because I get to see my friends.
It's so funny. It's so funny that you're saying all of this, because like we talked about on the podcast last week, is that like even I played Living End before we had like Generous End and all those cards. Yeah. And like I now, even when Standard was bad, I was like, man, I just want to go back to, cycle, Living End. And that's
Frank's
starting.
Like, I wish I could do it on your turn again.
Yeah, that's starting to feel like, press the enemy.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Press the enemy, baby. It's a violent outburst at home.
Yeah.
Build your own.
Shout outs to Jack for bringing us these enormous waters.
I know. This was like a Goblin
Jack's like, I brought
Ringleader
water.
special.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I will use the Jack.
We're drinking like Jack today.
This is Jack-coated giant water at the tournament.
I usually bring a gallon of water and I drink half of it by the end of the tournament. And I just didn't want to give each of you a gallon. I feel like that was overkill.
No, you're good.
This is half. This is half a gallon.
This was perfect. I'll be drinking this, till Wednesday.
The rest, the real challenge is trying to finish the tournament before you have to piss.
Mine's gone. I drank all mine.
I know. When I got here, he was like down to here. I was like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, I was late. My bad.
Don't be me.
Okay, so that was fun. So my land portion is really long, so I want to like skip around a bit.
Sure.
If you want to see the land portion and you're on the Patreon, I think even the lowest tier can see it. Yeah, so even if you're at the lowest, all tiers can see our show notes.
Yeah.
So if you want to just pay $1 or whatever, the low tier is $2 or whatever, just to see the show notes, we post them every episode. We might not get to cover everything, but I just did like me and my best friend ChatGPT and Google, as I was like searching every freaking card, spent some hours on writing out like a little synopsis of like history of like lands in the format, and then by the end I was running out of time, so I just started writing down sets that I remembered and like the lands that were important from them. And so when I got to the end, I was like, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so as we go through some of these, obviously we won't get to talk about everything, but try as a viewer, I think it'd be interesting to try to remember which lands were like the high impact lands when you started playing, which ones were the ones that you really started to like the most as they came out. I'm sure for everybody there's like a land cycle. For most people it's shock lands, ironically enough. And it's funny that you mentioned RTR specifically.
#RTR.
Yeah. A lot of people's starting point, a lot of people go, oh, Magic RTR, that was my time, and then like for a lot of people it's like, oh, for me it was Kaladesh, and it's like now it's been long enough where a lot of people are starting with Final Fantasy, it's kind of crazy, but like,
and that's why I think that this land stock actually came at a really good time, because and that's why I like added my additional section towards the end, is that shocks are coming back,
right? Exactly.
And so like it feels almost like full circle.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure, because we basically predicted this was going to happen, and then when it did, we were like, none of the people that I talked to were surprised. We're like, oh, perfect.
Actually,
Frank didn't know it was going to happen because he's a rookie. But anyways, try to think of what land cycles you like, or land cycles that really kind of honed it in for you. What were the ones that made you most enjoy deck building, or maybe even just like working on your mana bases, whether it was 60 card constructed or commander. And then if you could bring back a land cycle into standard right now, what would it be?
Checklands.
Checklands?
Checklands for me. So first off, it goes back to my deck building days.
I did have you down as checklands are your favorite later on.
I could not afford shocks when I started.
Which is crazy, because checklands were fucking $1 million when I started. It's like a little bit before you.
Yeah. I was going to say, it felt like they were a little bit less expensive because I think they got reprinted.
Dude, I paid more for my OG checks than my shocklands. Yeah. I was like paying like almost $15.
I think by the time that like I really started buying, because first off, when you start playing, who buys lands? Like as a rookie, right?
Oh, not in the first few months.
Yeah, you don't.
And then you learn the truth, and you're like, oh.
You're like, oh, I have to cast this double pipped thing on 4, and I can't because all my lands are basics.
Yeah. Well, I was working full time in high school, so I had money.
Sure.
And I was like,
I was middle school. I was broke as hell.
Shocklands. I was like, these are awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, all my fucking decks were 3 color, 12 shocks, 12 checks.
That's awesome.
And it was
that's
too much money.
I think that's the best mana base ever. Like if you look at
it's very nice.
If you look at 2 lands that go together better than anything else, I think it's the shocks and the checks. You pay 2 damage, 2 life once, and then you have free mana for the rest of the game because your future shocks you'll enter tapped, and all of your checks will be untapped if you have the right shock land. And I think that for me especially, a land that enters untapped if you have like all basics in your deck, which like if you're new, you're running all basics. You're like, wow, these lands don't cost me any life at all.
Yeah.
They enter untapped as long as I have 1 basic of my 2 colors, which is every time. And then on top of that, like the pairing, once you were able to buy your shocks of having perfect mana, like the amount of times where you're able to go shock land, check land, I'm good for the rest of the game. As long as they're untapped, I do not care. I love that.
Yeah, it is nice. But then reality hits and you get the hand that's all checks.
And they're all taps.
And you're like, Or you get the all shocks and then you're like, which to be fair, all shocks ain't no problem for me. I was all about that, especially once they started getting good. I was like, shock all day, baby. We're aggro.
I'll deal you more damage than I'll do.
But yeah, that honestly, that 12 and 12 really was like a good stock for like really teaching you why your mana base doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
And like for me, it was like, okay, fundamentals here. I started getting really good at mana building because of that. It's like, well, 2 of these have to be a fucking basic land because of Path to Exile or whatever. 2 of these have to be something else because of whatever.
12 and 6. It becomes 12 and 6 where you
12 and 6,
have half
whatever.
as many, so you can still get basics in there.
The reality is, like, there's no right answer. It basically goes to what your deck is. But you're like, oh, I'm playing 2 color. Well, almost certainly, especially in standard, 4 and 4, right?
Yeah.
When you're getting to 3 colors, you're like, well, how many utility lands? Do my utility lands provide me color? Like a Mirrex, for example. Mirrex is a really interesting one where it's like, this kind of gives me color, but not really. And it gives me a lot of power late game. How many Mirrexes in my list affect my mana count on my color pips, where I have to pretend that these are like a half mana or something, you know?
Exactly.
So that's kind of interesting, but what's it called? The rest of it is blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have some quizzes in these land sections for the boys here. A lot of these are off the top of my head, so I'm not cheating. I'm basically like, if we're gonna take a quiz, we're gonna do it together.
Hell yeah.
I put the notes in, so I have the most recent knowledge of it, which is unfair, and I played the longest.
And the biggest loser will be?
It'll be me, of course.
But you should try playing at home if you want. I don't know if you're like driving right now, but feel free to like pause if I ask a question and you want to try to guess it for yourself.
Put it in the comments.
But I will give these guys like a couple seconds to try to guess. So yeah, comment down below if you got them all right or if there's something that you learned today. I'd love to know.
And comment about me crashing out in a few minutes.
Yeah, Frank's about to be so fucking mad. Starting with before 2001, you suck.
Hell yeah.
All right, none of us played during this era.
2001.
You're
I was like,
the Karunas?
You were still semen.
no, I wasn't. I was born in 94. Don't.
Okay.
Oh, you too? Oh, damn.
Can I guess? Yeah. It's going to be the Painlands.
Well, yeah, for sure. Before 91, these were the manas that we had. And a lot of these are fun to talk about. Yeah, before 2001.
Oh, you said 91 in this last
one. Oh, my bad. Like, 93 to 2001.
Okay.
Before 91, those cards would be really expensive. Those would be like the OGs, like the Richard Garfield's, like hand-drawn ones.
Yeah, hand-drawn, not real, yeah.
Okay, so obviously we got the OG dual lands starting off the game, which is kind of crazy to start off with like the best lands, but they did. And it's interesting to note specifically that even though they obviously didn't plan it, the fact that the lands themselves, because the original wording on the dual lands was like, this counts as a forest and a plains or whatever. Like they gave them land type starting the game off. That's like full stop. They could have just been land 2 color untapped.
Yep.
But because of the wording on them, it like started off perfect. And like, you can't make that shit up. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're Eternal Format staples. They're really cool. Other lands from this era, like especially the really early era, that I would say are high impact or worth noting is because of how they changed the game. Because like when you start the game, you're like, lands are mana, right?
Yep.
And like when you teach a new player, lands is energy. You're making energy, and they don't even know what energy actually is. It's like just you're using this to play your spells, bro. Mana. Very simple Final Fantasy mechanic.
D&D. If you play D&D, you're gonna have
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's how I think about
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we call spells cantrips when they replace themselves because of D&D. So like Library of Alexandria. That's a really good one from like Arabian Nights, one of our first sets. Just card advantage on the land. Wait, land doesn't just make mana, also draw me cards?
Also draw me cards.
$2,000? Draw me card?
So what you do with library is you play at turn 1, and then you draw, and then you go to your draw step and you draw. So now you have enough mana to play a land.
No, you went first. Doesn't work.
Well, then you just pass. You don't play.
Yep, there you go. You just fucking pass.
Yeah,
you go library, go, motherfucker.
And then you're able to go library.
And then you draw 2 cards per turn.
And then you're able to go land plus spell every single turn, and you have a Phyrexian arena that's on a land. Sorry.
No, you're good. I had to I had to throw the wrench in the wheels. Why is it bad?
Isn't that weird?
And don't draft it in Vintage Cube. It fucking sucks. It's good. It's just like the way people use it is
It'll be like this, huh?
All right, so here's another one for you. The Dark. Maze of Ith.
Yeah.
Now mana protect me. What? No block, no attack. Stop them. Very cool. Mistress Factory, the original dual land from Antiquities, or not dual land, battle land, like creature land. 2/2 robot. That's it. But fucking beating ass. And honestly, Mistress Factory for the longest time was like, holy crap, this is good. And like, I mean, it's the first man land. People were fucking like respecting it. And now we've got like Mutavault and like all the dual lands.
In early Magic, spells were so much better than creatures that the control decks were, and there weren't even really control decks in early Magic, but shout out to the person who made the deck, who was the first real control deck. Being able to have a threat that you could hide in your mana base through your board wipes, through your interaction, and then just sneak it out and get the damage in for when you needed it. Exactly. And if your opponent's in draw go mode, you're just killing them.
That's real turns. Control, not Shiku. Shiku is fucking mid range.
Back in my day.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Wait, shoot, what was that RTR card that like was unblockable, or it was in RTR Line?
Aetherling.
Yeah, Aetherling.
Aetherling is control.
Yeah,
which is a throwback to Torchling, which is a throwback to Morphling.
You want a really good
swing?
Oh yeah, you want a really good story. I got my Aetherling fucking double doom bladed, but there's a top 8 video. I can probably find it for you guys later. But Jarrett, our boy, who's like been on the pro tour, one time when I was like during that era, like 2012, 13 era, he was in a top 8 for Star City games, and like got the feature match, is in top 8. Opponent is playing blue eye control. Jarrett's playing Esper. Esper was the cope deck because they still had black. Like Thoughtseize wasn't worth it. And blue white player has the fucking secret tech for the Aetherling plan. Because by that time they hadn't figured out that you just don't even need fucking threats, you just need Mutavault. And like the threats are a waste. Dude has I think it's called Debtor's Pulpit in the sideboard, which is enchant land for 6 mana. All it does is tap the land gains an ability, kind of like Underworld, not Underworld Tree, Underworld Connections. Oh, Remember Underworld Connections for Mono Black Devotion?
Yes.
Like, ooh, draw a card, lose a life, whatever.
This
so worth it.
Yeah.
This one was no, Underworld Connections way better. Debtor's Pulpit was 6 mana aura on the land. It gains tap target creature. So now it's like, oh, you're going to combat, tap your Aetherling. And the whole point of Aetherling was that you just blink in it, and now it's summoning sick. And so, like, just totally blew Jarrett out. It was the saddest thing ever, because he probably would have won the tournament.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Next one, Strip Mine. My land, kill your land. Die. And honestly, Strip Mine is just fucked up, because it's like the most... It's not restricted. It's so disgusting. Thank God for Wasteland and Ghost Quarter, because Ghost Quarter and Wasteland are like the fixed versions of the Strip Mine. But the next one in this era, also from Arabian Nights, was City of Brass. So it's like, okay, you can have your mana fixing, but it's going to cost you. Yeah. And it's always going to cost you.
OG Mana Confluence. And I want to say for Strip Mine...
Well, different because it damages you.
Yes. I want to say the OG line with Strip Mine is you would have Fast Bond, Strip Mine, and then Crucible of Worlds. And then you could play any number of lands in a turn. And so you would just strip mine all of your opponent's lands.
Yeah. That's how I build every commander deck. It's like... it's
kind of insane.
When I play Vintage Cube, I'm like, the Crucible of Worlds, I can get a strip mine. Never get it. Anyways, so then by 95, we got our first like real set of dual lands, which was Painlands, like you said, and we got those in Ice Age. The cool thing with the dual lands, the Painlands specifically, obviously we're about to rotate them out of standard right now. They're really powerful, really good lands. They kind of get the job done right. And whenever your mana base needs help, it's like you're not like, I don't know, it's like, how do I say it? Like, you're not like super happy to see it, but you're like, you know what? It's gonna get the job done.
It's a shot in the arm.
I mean, that was not the recent standard, but standard back in January, February for Pixie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pixie was like,
we need these lands.
We need them.
Yep.
And so it's like, well, I guess we're gonna take 6 every turn.
Yeah.
or every game.
Yeah, it was always like, that was the worst part about the deck was that the pain or the pains were painful.
Yeah. And then the cool thing is, unlike City of Brass, they have the option to not be paint lands.
Right.
Whenever you're like, well, I've already got a trick land or something else.
And that's what I think.
I drew my basic.
And that's what I feel like makes starting town so cool compared to
starting town is crazy.
Compared to Mana Confluence, because like you can choose to be like colorless.
Yes.
Colorless.
Yes.
I mean,
that's why Mana Confluence was always like nerfed, because there was ways to like cheese City of Brass where like I can prevent damage to myself, but Mana Confluence is pay life.
Yeah.
So like it is always gonna hurt. And it's still expensive. Mana Confluence is a great card. Excuse me. The next set we get into Tempest. That's actually 97 by now. I'm skipping a bunch of sets. Not all the lands that we're talking about. Trust me.
The bad fetches that enter tapped.
Yeah, we're not talking about the slow fetches. God, we're not talking about the slow fetches. Tempest brought us Wasteland, but it also brought us a unique cycle, which was the original cycling lands. I bet you can't even name one. I'm not even going to bother.
Tranquil Thicket?
But nope.
Barrenmore?
Nope.
No, those are
the good cycling
Those are
lands.
Onslaught?
Yes.
Okay.
These are pay 2 mana to cycle.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single pip of color. This was the original cycling land.
I can't.
I forget.
One of them is called Drifting Meadow. I don't know them.
You're right.
Do Triomes, are they 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Triomes are 3, yes.
Yeah, because I was like...
Because it's 3.
Power Crept is...
Yeah, well, that's because they're fetchable, but we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
So these cycling lands, even though they suck, especially by today's definition, back then it was like people were like not too happy about them, tapped cycling lands in, but actually people started applying them in that era from when I was looking up, because they were like, dude, you just like, one of the biggest issues with mana that we kind of solved with MDFCs is mana flood. Yeah. And you're just like, damn, I can just get rid of these. And so like by the time we get to Onslaught, like you said, those were even better, and they're still played in Pauper to this day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Getting into the next year, we've got Urza Saga. So I think by now we figured out, okay, lands are cool and we can make them fucking ruined.
And we can ruin
We can ruin that shit.
You know a couple of these. Do you know the lands from Urza Saga?
Yeah, you got Urza Saga lands. Yeah. It's a cycle of 5. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think. Yeah. If it is, I don't remember what the black one is.
The black one is...
Or red.
No, yeah, so... We know Tolarian Academy, Gaia's Cradle.
Oh,
Sarah
yes,
Sanctum.
I do know these.
Yeah.
And then I don't know the black and the red ones.
I don't remember.
Nobody plays them. Nobody plays them.
If they're real, I don't know what they are. Should have looked it up. Yeah. But these were like format defining. Like Tolarian Academy, it's in the freaking manga book that I keep trying to get you guys to read. Just insane.
Read it.
Tapping blue for, if you haven't read The Straw Humans, phenomenal manga, but just insane to be able to tap for all your artifacts. Gaia's Cradle, obviously, the more balanced one because it's based on creatures, but still format defining. Playset of that was like my go-to when I was playing Elves and Legacy. Just such a great time.
There was a Legacy deck that used Sarah Sanctum to win on turn 1.
Yeah, because you play Leylines.
It's
such a jack deck. I was about to bring that up.
Dude.
The Leyline Ringleader over here.
It's so
your
good.
freaking deck was... Yeah, so they would play... Sarah Sanctum is legendary land. Tap, make a white for every enchantment. The deck would play like 20, 30 Leylines and then all enchantments and go, turn 1, how many did I get? Boom! Summon Starfield the next, kill you.
Yep.
Or I guess you could play Opalescence, is that what it's called?
Yeah, well
the 4-mana Starfield next.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the funny thing about that deck is I had that deck proxied, and that was my first ever Legacy deck. And that's what made me realize consistency is better than power.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you have 50 power on the field on turn 1. If you can only do it 1 in 100 games, there's no point.
Exactly. And then also in Urza Saga, kind of notable. Do you guys know what Shipping Gorge is?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is.
Hit me with what it does. I'll give you a hint. It's technically it's red. It's not because lands don't have color.
I'm not even gonna try on this one.
All right.
Shipping Gorge. It's not a man land. It's it's not a fetch land either.
Correct.
Oh my god.
It's from Urza Saga, and it deals damage to your opponent.
Oh.
If you pay 3 mana and you tap it.
That's it?
That's it.
Well,
it also makes mana.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, ooh, damage on my land. Kind of cool.
I'm starting to move towards, let's kill you other ways.
Do you guys know what the first manland cycle was?
Yeah, it was the one of Treetop Village.
Yes, exactly. Urza's Legacy. Next set, basically in that block. Urza's Legacy gave us our first manland cycle. Fairy Conclave, Treetop Village, E2 Encampment. Treetop and Fairy Conclave ended up being like the ones that got reprinted, like modern playable. Yeah. But the other ones, I don't remember if the other ones were all modern printed or if they just sucked. But Fairy Conclave obviously mattered. Yeah. Treetop Village was so good in Jund. It's like a 1-up with the Raging Ravine.
I was like, this card is insane. 2 mana for a 3/3 every turn? That's strictly better mutable.
Yep, exactly. Well, for the green decks.
For the time.
Exactly.
At the time.
And so then getting into the next set, we got Mercadian Masks. Mercadian Mask introduces us to Rishid Import. Now we've got like the true denial with like Wasteland, Rishid Import. If you're playing taxes, this is like the foundation.
That's what we play in Legacy Goblins, gotta say it.
All right. After this, we've got Invasion. They give us they're called the layer lands. Layer as in like a place. Like my hidden layer. All right. This is the first...
Like Valgavoth's layer.
Valgavoth's layer, exactly. This is the first 3 color fixing lands we've ever got in the game. How do they work?
There's one that taps for mana and the other 2 do you damage.
They're all the same.
So
they all do the same thing.
There's a color
they make 3 colors.
Its main color is 1 color that it taps for.
No. Got your ass. I knew it. You guys didn't study for the test, did you?
Dude, I
got you.
You're talking about from an era of Magic where I'm like,
once we get to 2013, I'll pass them
you could just make shit up and I'd be like, wow, that's crazy.
These were land-layer, and that only mattered because their ETB, they were untapped Triomes. But you had to bounce a non-layer on ETB or you had to sack it.
That's right.
They're dog shit.
That's right.
They're fucking terrible.
That's worse than the Kavu lands because those can be broken at least.
Yeah, you get an untapped Triumph if you really want to fix your mana, but you have to de-ramp yourself. And then also notable for Invasion, this was the first set to give us, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if I did my math right on Googling, Invasion was the first set of 2 color tapped duels. No, like just tapped, no bonus.
Sure.
Which is also kind of interesting.
Like the common cycle of...
Yeah, like how like we just started getting like tapped lands. Yeah. That was when it started, Invasion. Okay. Odyssey gives us Cabal Coffers, so like another take on like what ramp can look like. Actual like ramp.
I know that one.
Yeah. That's fair. What does Cabal Coffers do, Frank, since it's in Modern?
You pay 2 and tap, and then you make black equal to the number of swamps you have.
Correct. What else does it do?
It can also tap for black?
No, it cannot tap for black.
Got
your ass.
I was like,
it does nothing else.
It does nothing else.
Oh, it's just
Urborg makes it tap for black.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right,
because
all those decks are playing Urborg.
Yeah, and so like it's interesting because like for those that don't know, for the longest time up until Rampant Growth got printed, I think for the first time in like Mirage, anything that gave you more than 1 mana per turn was fast mana. It was just fast mana. Oh, Black Lotus, Sol Ring. Whatever, fast mana. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Then Rampant Growth comes out, and then it starts getting normalized to be like, oh, you're ramping. This motherfucker's ramping. He's getting all that extra mana. But if you're not extra lands, you're not ramping. You're just fast mana.
Sure.
Because like obviously ramping implies you're getting these extra lands per turn. Cabal Coffers kind of like takes it back. It's like, well, yeah, technically you're ramping, but you're not ramping. Like you're not like by quantity of lands.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Now we're gonna get into the modern era plus Fletchlands, because technically Fletchlands were part of the older era.
Yeah.
That's why they weren't in modern right away, even though modern kind of like started around that era of when we got the new ones, so they wouldn't have been anyway. Because like modern wasn't really like I want to say like 2009 or 10 was when modern became a format.
I think it was 2007, 2008.
You think so? I can't remember because I remember Extended being really popular still when I was in high school.
Because it was 7th edition. And usually the core sets all...
No. That was when we got the modern border. But the modern format wasn't until like 29 or 10, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because when we got the modern border, that was just them like changing the border for the game. The actual... Yeah, if you can break down how...
The established time.
The time period, they would still play block and expanded, which was like... Block was fine, I guess, but expanded. What a terrible format. You know what expanded is? 3-year rotation standard. That's better. I like that.
It's the same. Yeah, block is just that's...
The Magic the Gathering modern format officially started in August 2011.
Yes, there you go. So yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I was in high school when modern started.
Fair.
And replaced Extended as the competitive format for Pro Tour Philadelphia.
Thank fucking God. Extended, ass. You know what Extended is?
No.
Okay, so like you take Standard and you add a little bit more.
It's extended.
So that's what Candy was trying to remake.
I don't know what he was doing, but
that's exactly what basically it was like an in between Pioneer and Standard. So you just extended standard a little bit longer, but like didn't have as many formats as Pioneer.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
That's why it fires.
So what we have now technically would have been extended back in the day for standard being 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's so much better. But I think extended at the time was like 4 years of like standard. Yeah. But it's still like it made 2 rotating formats. It was like why 2 rotating formats?
Yeah.
So horrific.
Well, so not to like dive too deep into those weeds, but I do like in some like most of the time I do like that standard is not 3 years. However, when stuff is like egregious, I'm like, okay, like
well, yeah, we can ban it.
Get it out of here.
It's so much nicer to ban cards when you're like, I'm not just banning them for 3 months. At that point, it's like just fucking leave them in.
Right.
But when they ban the cards now, that's a full fucking year. Thank God. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
We do not need 3 years of Heartfire Hero.
So yeah, right. Well, because I love that.
It just got released.
My analogy.
They didn't print Path to Exile. They fucked up
in August.
My analogy for Heartfire Hero is if it becomes a 3/3, it's a 1-mana Screaming Nemesis. Because if you're at 3 and this thing is a 3/3, you cannot block it because it will die and it will kill you. And you also cannot not block it because it will hit you and then you die.
Right.
It's a 1-mana Screaming Nemesis in that position, and that
you should have wrote the
messed
article
up.
for the standard bans.
That would have been awesome.
What's it called? Get up a little bit. Yeah. Nice and close. Yeah. Oh no. Anyways,
Empty bottle.
All right, Modern Era plus Fetch Lands. You know why. So let's just start with Onslaught to get it out of the way. Onslaught. Which Fetch Lands did we get first?
Were they 5? Do we have 5?
Yes. You tell me. I'm the quizmaster.
Okay, we do have 5. One of them is Polluted Delta.
You can answer, Jack,
the other one is
because you're both
Bloodstained
part
Mire.
of it. Okay.
Then it goes...
So you got Delta and Mire in the OGs?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have... I believe that we can actually figure this out if we have a Magic card.
Yeah, I know you
look
can.
At the back,
that's why they let you guys find one.
If there's an enemy or an allied color pair, because then we can tell what guilds they are.
Well, you can figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
White, blue, black, red, green.
Yeah, so if we... Yeah, exactly. So if we have Polluted Delta and Bloodstained Mire, I believe that the other ones...
Oh, so white, blue, black. Okay, so that means they should be allied, which means we had Windswept.
Correct. We got the allied fetches first.
Yeah.
Windswept Teeth, Flooded Strand, Delta, Bloodstained Mire, and Wooded Foothills.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the originals. And they're fucking beautiful. If you have foils of the OGs, they are gorgeous.
And that's the only reason I know is because I've seen OG foils, and I'm like, oh, those are the ones.
Exactly. I can just see them in my head. I don't even have to. You don't have to tell me allied or enemy, because I don't care. Every time somebody says ally or enemy, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so those are the ones we got first. Very cool. Notably, right before the Modern Border. So like 8th edition and up was the Modern Border. That would have been the first standard set that wasn't a core set was mirrored in.
And I believe they're the only ones. They're the only ones that have the old border originally, right?
For the fetch lands.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because they were like right at the end.
And then the next cycle comes out in Zendikar, I believe.
Which is why the fetch lands are only going pre-modern, by the way. So the next full standard set block that was with the Modern Border was Mirrodin. So Mirrodin, we got artifact lands. Obviously, give them fucking back. Give them fucking back.
We have Wrath and Meltdown.
Modern, please. Wrath
and Meltdown make those cards fine.
Exactly. I do. We could talk about artifact lands all fucking day. We've already done this. Just unban them.
You doing the just makes me think, the snap rack. The snack wrap is back.
Oh, dude, it is. Thank you, Kesha.
Here's what we done.
Go get it.
Some celebrity was like, snack wrap. I think it was Taylor Swift, actually.
That's why.
That's why.
Yeah. That'll do it.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
Their stock price went, oh, let's do this thing. Wow.
You know what it is for me, though? Like, if I was famous, the McRib. Like, dude, Epstein, blah, 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 blah. The McRib is back?
I can go a few more days.
I'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
Champions of Kamigawa, by the way. Another legendary land cycle, which is cool because the last time we got one, they were fucking horrific. Can you name any of them?
Yeah.
Champions of Kamigawa.
Wait.
Well, which one? Because I know that there's two.
There's 5 of them.
There's 2 blue lands that I know from that block, but I'm not sure which one of them is legendary. I'm going to say both of them. There's.
I know what you're talking about.
There's Oboro, Palace
Oboro is not in the cycle because that is Saviors of Kamigawa.
And then the other one.
I'm talking specifically Champions of Kamigawa.
For sure. There's a.
That is a good one to know.
Is it Minamo?
Minamo.
Yeah, that's the one.
Edge.
That's the one I know.
Yeah.
Why do you know it?
It's
because of the One Ring.
Because of the One Ring, exactly.
The One Ring is the only reason I know
One Ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's also an untapped blue source, so like a lot of times you'd play that to dodge effects like what's that fucking enchantment? You know it. The green enchantment doesn't let you untap your fucking islands.
Oh yeah, Choke.
Choke.
I love Choke.
Minamo and Oboro were like in every blue deck for the longest time because of how popular Choke was.
Man,
Wander White Hub, especially for Merfolk, like they were not playing white, but they wanted a not island blue source because of Choke.
So here's the thing about old Magic. They had so many color hosers that to this day, if you are in some of the colors that have them, they're worth playing. For me, my top 2 color hosers, because blue is so oppressive in most formats, Choke and Boil. Boil is 4 mana sorcery, destroy all islands.
I used to play the fuck out of that in Tron.
Choke is 3 mana enchantment. Players cannot untap islands. Or islands do not untap during their
a fixed Carpet of Flowers, if you will, because Carpet of Flowers was kind of fucked up, and it's only 1 mana.
Yeah.
Like if we hit Carpet of Flowers on Modern, Jesus Christ.
I would love it.
It'd be a little crazy because the blue decks already kind of need help.
I would splash green. I just
like think about it like this: like Belcher wouldn't give you anything for Choke or Carpet of Flowers, and it's like mono blue.
Yeah, it's crazy how things have changed.
So the other legendary lands, just to give you an idea of what they look like, there's like Shinka, which was like the red one that would give your guy first strike, Shizu, Death's Care House or whatever.
I know the black
that would
one,
give your guy like Fear. Iganjo was kind of cool. I used to play that in Legacy Death and Taxes as like a one-of because it's an untapped white source, but you could give your legendary creatures prevent 2 damage. So like if you tried to kill my Thalia, Guardian of Thraben or whatever, with like a lightning bolt or something,
Pyroclasm.
I could like try to Pyroclasm. I could try to prevent 2 damage of it. That was also pretty cool. And then the green one is the worst. It's like give your legendary +1/+1 for each legendary you control or something. It's Ovika.
Wow.
Pretty mid. But yeah, if you guys knew those, you're a nerd and you play Commander, which is cool. I respect that. And then Saviors of Kamigawa, not on my list. Oboro, Palace in the Clouds. That one is the one that you can pay a mana to bounce it to your hand, which was really popular to play in Merfolk, especially too because it synergized so well with Mutavault. Where like sometimes you need a double blue for Lord of Atlantis, but you've got like 4 Mutavaults, and you're like, damn, I have got these not blue pips. Well, if you miss a land drop, you can float a blue, bounce it, play it as your land, and then now you have double blue by skipping a land.
Yeah. That card is also really good in any landfall deck because you guarantee
guaranteed landfalls. It's really good. Tifa, shout outs to you. Come on, girl, let's get it done.
Let's get it. Come on.
Okay, so now 2 years after Kamigawa, we've got Original Ravnica. What's the name of the set?
So wait, which one? The first one?
Mm-hmm.
Guilds of Ravnica.
No, that's the third one.
Ravnica.
Allegiance?
City of...
Guilds.
City of Guilds, correct. Yes, Original Ravnica, City of Guilds. It's right there in my fucking box.
And then
You know why I know that?
Because you've been pulling orders.
Yeah, I went to pull an order for you, and I was like, it just says Ravnica in this box.
Oh,
this
wait
is...
a minute.
Yeah,
and then you soy jacked. You were like...
I know the rest of them. Yeah. There's then Dissension, and then there's Guild Pact.
Ooh.
No?
Yes, that is it.
No, I was like,
that is the block.
I was like, damn it, my brain didn't work.
2005, by the way, first printing of Fetch or Shock Lines. And
Karoo lands, I love.
Which one are the Karoo lands? I forgot.
The dual land bounce lands. So they're the ones that Titan plays.
Oh, sorry. I did skip those on my list.
Yeah.
I don't call them Karoo lands. I call them bounce lands.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Well,
just kidding.
I thought when you said check lands, that's what you meant.
Do you know what?
No, check lands is it checks to see if you have the basic.
Do you know why they're called Karoo lands?
Oh, right.
I have no idea, to be honest. I'm gonna learn something new.
Yeah, so there's a reason why they're called Karoo lands, but I forget. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna bullshit you.
I have a fun fact for you. I don't know the fact.
I was like racking my brain. I was like,
hold on. Let me tell you something.
I would much.
Hey Siri, why do they call the bounce lands in Magic Karoo lands?
It's Karu. I know they're spelled like that, and I know it's because of an interaction with some card. I believe it's like another land or a creature, but I don't know for 1,000%.
She didn't answer my question.
Siri sucks.
She does suck. What the fuck? Try yours.
Why are the Karoo lands? And while I fill that time, I think that these cards are super important in Commander. I like them in non-green decks because they give you another land drop guaranteed. Let's say you only have 3 lands in your hand and you have to cast a 4-drop. If you have a Karoo land on turn 2, you have 4 mana on turn 4. So it gives you the ability to have an extra land.
Okay, so In Magic the Gathering, the Karoo lands are so named because the first cycle of these lands printed in the Vision set included a white land called Karoo.
That's it.
Oh, so there was the OG bounce lands, and then those are the Karoo lands. I don't remember the double ones being called Karoo lands. Okay, that makes more sense.
It says the Vision set had 5 of them, Karoo for white, Coral, Atoll,
It was a cycle. I skipped that one.
And I forgot why it was called Karoo lands. I just know that people who play Titan call them Karoo lands.
Yeah. Well, if they're old heads, for sure.
Yeah. Cool fact.
It is a cool fact, but honestly, some of these boomer like names for shit are so like fucking cringe. Yeah. It's like what's it good? Oh, the cereals like legacy decks. Fucking stupidest names of all time. This one's called Cheerios because it's all zeros. Okay, I can take that. And this one's called Eggs Benedict Breakfast. Shut the fuck up.
Let's play some games.
Mine's called Lucky Charms. Like, this was literally how they were naming their decks back then, bro. Like, no, dude, you're done. It's green, white, Convoke, or whatever, or Hexproof now. This is what happens. You ruin the deck names, so then the guy in the Pro Tour has to call the deck green, black, what do they call Scam? They call it green, black, Evoke.
Yes,
yeah,
red, black, Evoke.
Red, black, Evoke, yeah. And then, like, the one that pissed people off back then was Boggles, because we used to all call it Boggles, and they were like, green, white, Hexproof. And we're like, that's not the fucking name of the deck. But see, Boggles is a good name for the deck because it's literally referencing
Slippery
the
Boggle.
Boggle.
Yeah, which is the original one.
Yes, and when you name your deck after a cereal and it's not Cheerios because Cheerios is based, because it was all zeros, yes, that makes sense. It sucks. I hate that. Your name it better be fucking cool or get out of here. Yep. And if you're old and you're watching this, fuck you for being old.
I love you. True. Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry for my rant. I was crashing out a little bit there.
And we said I was going to crash out.
He is about to crash out
Gotcha.
because after rounding, we got Time Spiral. What cycle did we get in Time Spiral? Don't look down. You were just looking down. You can't look down.
So if we logic through it, right?
Logic.
Time Spiral had a lot of like future sight lands. It had like a lot of like
Time Spiral only, not Future Sight. Well, Future Sight had a fuck ton of everything.
I was gonna say.
Just skip that altogether. Dryad Arbor was a big one from that set. I didn't put it in my notes. Dryad Arbor is fucking crazy. Land as creature. We're never gonna get one of those again.
Come on, make a goblin. Make a goblin as a mountain.
Porque no los dos.
What?
I don't know.
Goblin would be the red one, yeah.
Yeah.
I do want Merfolk Spirit Guide and just pitch it and get a blue mana. Anyways, Time Spiral gives us the storage lands. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking hated these when I was a kid.
They're so bad.
Storage lands were like one of the first lands that I saw when I started playing Magic because
they're in EDH.
They were just like the cheapo land. Yeah. Well, Commander wasn't really like that popular.
I loved EDH back then.
But like I'm talking like 2006 and 7. Oh yeah. Like when I started playing.
Yeah, I didn't play back then.
It's fucking no, dude. Like storage lands, I fucking hated them because it's pay a mana, tap, so 2 mana to put a counter on the one card, and then you can remove the counters to make mana later. Like who has that kind of time?
Oh, okay.
And they're so bad. I was always like remembering being a kid, being like, why can't I just tap it? Why do I have to pay another land into it? Like I want to just have this one sit here and charge up. No, you got to pay mana into it. This sucks. I hate them.
Yeah.
Terrible cycle, but it kind of started introducing more utility that you could do, like weird stuff, putting counters on your lands. I think that's like the first time.
Well, and it's really important too because like they need you as a new player. You have to see bad lands to understand the importance of good lands. Like when you look at a land like that and then you see a shock land or a fetch land, you're like, wow, that makes mana?
Yes.
Oh, because some lands just don't.
Yes.
Like, come on.
Oh, I did skip Gemstone Mine earlier, like in the old lands, but in Time Spiral we did get like the reprint in Time Shifted, and we got like Gemstone Caverns where like you get to skip like steal the play from your opponent, stuff like that. A lot of really cool stuff in Time Spiral and Future Sight that I didn't put in the notes. Obviously Future Sight specifically giving us Dryad Arbor. I think Dryad Arbor is like one of the most notable lands. There's so much drama with it. Like, you got to put it in the front because it's technically a creature.
Yeah, do you know the story behind that? Yeah, so there was a player who had it hidden in their lands. His opponent made.
He didn't hide it.
Well,
it absolutely was not hidden.
It was
we covered this on the podcast.
It was among his lands.
Bro, and that shit was. These are his lands. There's the Dryad Arbor.
And his opponent makes a bad attack because he's like, oh, I get lethal.
Yeah, because a pro player, I think it was PvDDR too.
Yeah.
Fucking, I love him, but dude, You can't make a play like that and be like, this guy was hiding it. Like, it was right there.
Yeah.
Dude went 2 blockers. Nice Menache.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, but that's how rules get changed, right?
And then they did change the rule for the Crybaby. I hated that shit.
Yeah.
So now your Drydiver has to be in the front.
Yeah.
Which is miserable.
Yep.
To land. But the secret layer looks like a forest.
See, okay.
Dude, if you look at all the cards now, it's like, okay, but the secret layer looks like a pile of
Yu-Gi-Oh
schlop. It looks
like a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dude,
So,
it looks like somebody's business card.
I don't know what happened here.
So, you know the guy that comes to Pioneer, Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, boy.
one of the things that's so awesome about Spencer is, like, I will tell him about a product, like, oh, I like heavy play sleeves. That week he bought heavy play sleeves.
Yeah.
The next week he's like, wait, you use inners? One of them bought inners from you. I was like, wow, I feel like I am like, Stan, where's my commission at? But one of the things that he did when I first started playing with him that I was like, oh my gosh, this is a new, even for me being Magic now for whatever, 10, 12, 14 years now, jeez, is that he puts all of them on the side. So he'll be like, swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. And I was like, I've seen in front, which triggers me. And then there's in back, like a civilized person. But he puts them on this side. And I'm like, what's it?
He likes to
As long as you don't stack them, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Like, people will, like, tap them and stack them in, like, one pile. I'm like, up. Don't do that.
They're not in a single pile, but they are like...
That's why I never respected the Drydiver meme.
They're
It's like, bro, all the lands are separate, and you
Yeah.
can ask your opponent to fucking look at the shit whenever you want. If they're
Yeah.
not stacking them, literally one pile, keep yourself safe.
I think the only time it's allowed to put all your lands in one pile is when you are not having your turn, you're tapped out, and you want to put your hand face down without messing with your lands. So you stack your lands, you put them to the side, you put your hand down, and you watch. You're like, I'm watching what you're doing. I don't know.
No, that's not allowed. You can never stack your lands.
No,
Just so you
man.
know. Don't do that. It's literally tournament illegal.
The
And
only-
competitive REL to stack your lands.
The only time I've seen it where
That's
I
good to
don't
know.
mind it is where they're like doing it like a cashier, where like they go to make a play and they go wait 1, 2, 3, 4 tap, and I'm like, okay, buddy, like at least like I can see you counting them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still cringe.
That's definitely better than what Jared does, which is like they're all facing different directions. He's shaking the playmat and the table. I'm like, hey man, the camera is not supposed to move, Jared.
His only like benefit is that he can't ever hide his lands because everything's mismatching.
Yeah.
Well, they're also all over the place on the table. It's like a tornado went through.
I love Jared.
He does old school shuffling where he's just like,
Gold fishing, yeah. I love Jared, but sometimes the exile pile is the graveyard pile, is the battlefield pile, especially with fetch lands. It's like, did you crack that fetch? No. Oh, you're about to crack that fetch. Okay. I understand.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, oh, this is going to exile. Slides it over.
You just
what does that mean?
You just gotta trust. You just gotta trust.
well, I have.
It's just crazy. It's too much. I'm so meticulous, but I'm also fast.
Yes.
Like all my sections are always so neat, but I'm also faster than my opponent. So I'm like, it's so easy. There's no excuse. I'm playing faster than you, and all my shit looks nice.
Yeah.
Unlike Frank, who's like, beep, 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 beep. Time of the round's been called. Hold on a second.
I've been bullied out of that. We've been over this in the podcast.
He's so fast now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see him do it, and I'm like, we're not letting him regress. But anyways, okay.
So hey Frank, can you come here? Walks back.
Crashed out because of time spiral. My bad.
Yeah.
Bringing it back. Lorwyn. This is cool to talk about because Lorwyn's coming out next year. About like 9 to 10 months from now, I want to say. January, February-ish time. Yeah, so it's going to be the quarter one set. In theory, it should have been rotation, but they made us wait and then gave it to us early and then whatever. Anyways.
Right.
Lorwyn's going to start the year. Lorwyn gave us the original tribal lands.
I love these.
Do you know
lands.
the original tribal lands?
No.
Okay,
love
Mr.
these
Loves them.
lands.
What are they?
The only one that matters is Auntie's Hovel. Take it away.
Well, fair enough. There's Ancient Amphitheater, which is the
Giant.
Boros one for giants, and then there is Gilt Leaf Den or Gilt Leaf Palace, I think, for elves, green, black.
Yep.
Wanderwine Hub, which we talked about earlier, the blue, white one for Merfolk, and then the last one is the fairies, blue and black. It was that was the
I was gonna say because there was one for Kithkin, which I don't think the Merfolk were a part of lore.
Kithkin was Morningtide. I'm pretty sure.
Because I thought Merfolk.
I'm talking specifically
Merfolk. I don't.
Lorwyn.
Yeah, I don't think Merfolk are a part of the official 5. It's Kithkin, giants, elves, goblins, and then fairies. I could be wrong. Google, please.
I could be wrong, but I didn't. I literally looked up the spoilers for Lorwyn.
Yeah. And
the Kithlan didn't pop up, but Wonder Wine Hub did. It's from Lorwyn.
Yeah. Well, and that
so I'm not sure.
This is for Merfolk.
The only reason I brought it up is because I wanted to see if the Shocklands that they gave us in Edge of Eternities were opposites to the Lorwyn 5 tribes.
Giants, goblins, elves, fairies, merfolk.
Yep.
Oh, there's no Kithkin.
Correct.
You're right.
No problem.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, get out.
But yeah, so it's okay. I did homework. It's not fair. So yeah, these are the original travel lands.
Yeah.
They're really cool. You have to reveal the creature to get it untapped. Really, really awesome lands, honestly. They were so expensive for so long. I remember trying to get a place out of any of these was like a miserable experience.
Yeah. Legacy playable?
But
they're my dual lands in Legacy.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Hey, don't do that, brother.
Go have fun, kids. Do what you want.
Keep yourself safe.
Don't do that, brother. Anyways, yeah, Lorwyn tribes. It was really cool. The thing that I really find interesting is so we're coming back. I checked to see if the Edge of Eternities Shocklands were like, because they didn't give us like allies or enemies for the new ones in Edge of Eternities. So I was like, oh, maybe they did like the tribe thing and like switched it over. I checked, no, because Ancient Amphitheater is Sacred Foundry, which we're getting, and Breeding Pool we're getting, which was not matching, but we're getting Watery Grave, which was fairies. So it's like, okay, so none of these are lining up unless they're changing what the tribes are, because we did have the whole storyline back then that Frank doesn't know about with
the moon,
Lorwyn, the moon Morningtide, Eventide.
So Lorwyn was a set where there was an eternal sun. Everything was beautiful, and like there was like drama and politics and stuff.
It was just like a little bit of heaven with a little bit of complaining.
Yeah, and so like each of the tribes, or each of the tribes had something special about them. And the goblins' whole thing was sensations. The only thing that was against the law in Goblin Society was you can't hoard a sensation for yourself. That's why you're always seeing them bring disgusting things to each other.
Yeah, that's why they don't wear condoms.
They're like, you're like, here, I got this horrible smell. Let me share it. I got this horrible sound. Let me share it. The only one who's shunned in a Goblin Society is someone who's selfish.
Yeah.
And doesn't share. The elves are the opposite. They're somebody who they believe in extreme structure and beauty. If you're not perfect, they're the
goblins were hedonists and the elves were very conservative.
Yeah, and each of them had something like that. Shadowmoor is the shift from the eternal day to the eternal night. The shadow passes over the world, and as the shadow passes over the world, all of those nice creatures get corrupted by the darkness, and everything becomes an eternal night.
That's where you get Sig River Cutthroat. Sig was originally like a white-blue creature, and then it becomes a Dimir creature because it got corrupted.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so like it's a really cool storyline. I'm super hyped for coming back to Lorwyn. I really hope they don't fuck the storyline up like they do with everything. Edge of Eternities looks freaking sick.
They will.
It's over. Yeah. Clip this. Like it's ruined.
Luke shows up.
But I don't mind Luke personally. Loot for me is fine because it's
a furry.
It affirms. It's no. I'm sorry if you're a furry.
No.
You know, like they came for the X and nobody said anything. Then they came for the Y and nobody said anything. Then they came for me and there was nobody to say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they come for the furries. Not me. I ain't saying shit.
Where'd they go?
Where did they go? Sorry. Oh, they went to Rosma? Okay, well, they got them.
Fuck.
I'm calling ice on the furries. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I like Loot because it affirms the Jace Vraska storyline that the fucking weirdos were trying to deny me for so long. They were like, Jason Vraska, it should be Jason Chandra. Where in the story did it say Jason and Chandra were even a little bit in love?
Blue and
but
Red
Jason
are not
Vraska,
compatible.
They've been in love for fucking 10 years.
They were fucking on that island, and then Jace wiped Vraska's mind so that she wouldn't remember.
Yes, then when so good.
Then when Nico Bolas literally had
and
the invasion,
and then Vraska was like, ooh, the snake was giving him a little reach around.
Literally,
this podcast is too long now.
She remembered.
Just imagine, like, you're like, oh, damn, I don't know if I can go for round 2. But she's a Gorgon. You know what I'm talking about? Now you're stoned again. Now you're literally rock hard. So I'll cut this part.
Honestly, that was a great part of Magic lore, was watching those two characters.
I just think it's real.
If there was ever a great part of Magic.
Those two characters found each other on an island. Jace had no memories. he had beaten Vraska like multiple times in fights, and this time Jace doesn't remember that he did that. Vraska's gonna kill him, and then takes pity on him because he has no memories. They then fall in love. They go around on
all this culminated in the Phyrexian arena. Do you remember what she did to him? It's a story spotlight card in the Phyrexian arena.
Yeah.
She gets corrupted by the Phyrexians, and Jace is like, I'm going to save her. And she's like, oh, okay, for sure. And then Jace goes to like embrace her, and then she's like,
and she
fucking kills him, bro.
And then
like,
he becomes perfected.
Then he becomes the perfected mind.
Yeah.
Like the one that we've been milling with. Dude, their storyline is so good. Yeah, that's what he said.
And Chandra did not like Jace.
Because they were never...
He's like a psychopath.
People just were like, oh, girl and boy, they got... Yeah, like, shut up, man.
And Chandra's there like, I'm a power woman, and you are very creepy, dude.
Also, Chandra's been like gay for like since ever. Like super obviously just like... Not to be like a stereotype, but it's very like stereotypical, like the way they designed her.
And they gave them the love in one set, and then a couple sets later, they were like, "Well, actually, let's retcon it so that we don't have any gayness in our thing." And I want to say that made a lot of people frustrated because it was like they're obviously in love in a story.
They gave it back to us, but they did retcon Nissa. They kind of ruined Nissa.
It was like, why?
Nissa was really cool in Zendikar. She was like anti-human. She's like, humans are the fucking worst.
They kill my plants.
Yeah, you guys are killing. You guys are like it was like.
So you know what? Fire lady.
It was
like, don't kill my plants.
Well, no, it was kind of like. Well, with her and Chandra, it was like I don't like you, but like you know how tsundere are. Well, you don't because you don't watch anime. But like when like the girls are like, I don't like you. It's like, oh, okay, so you guys are gonna fuck. Got it.
Yeah.
But Nissa was like basically like an elf supremacist. Like humans don't deserve to live. You guys are like, it was almost like the pollution meme where like humans are like just by the nature of how they are. Captain Planet, exactly. By the nature of how humans are, they're gonna just like destroy the environment. And the elves were like purist, and so they were like, no, you guys suck. And Nissa was super about that. Then they were like, oh, this is kind of racist, which yeah, it kind of is a little bit. Or specious, right? But like that is what makes a story good sometimes. And they're like, no, let's rewrite that shit. And now Nissa fucking is like boring but gay. Cool, I guess.
We'll take what we can get.
We'll take what we get. She did make a really big, to be fair, and also the Gatewatch when they killed the Eldrazi, they literally channel fireballs. Like Nissa was like, oh, here's a bunch of mana. And then Chandra was like,
through Jace to Chandra. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
So like they did the channel fireball meme in the story. I was like, it's kind of cool.
And then also when Nicol Bolas was using the Immortal Sun to trap all the planeswalkers on the plane, Nissa animated the Vitu-Ghazi guild tree to literally topple the God Pharaoh statue.
Yeah.
Because she was the only one who was able to animate something big enough to knock over his statue. Mm-hmm. It was pretty dope. Magic lore rules when they do it right.
It's so good, honestly.
When they do it right.
You know what sucks is I promised Gabe I was going to do a section where we talk about the Edge of Eternity lore.
Sure.
And I was going to like read it so I could give it to you guys good. I can't. I didn't read it. I didn't have the time. I forgot. We're going to have to do a lore episode. We'll have to talk about a little bit of the lore for Edge of Eternities on the pre-release episode. Well, I think it's super worth talking about. I'd love to give like just the Vraska storyline, but I might have to just do like a YouTube video for it.
I'm going to watch it.
Because
I was into it just listening
really
what you talking about. Yeah.
I will like probably I'll have to like take the time to like sit down and write it all down and just verbally say what the story was. But like, dude, yeah, Jason Vraska, like peak magic. Yep. So that's why for me it's like, okay, loot sucks, but it's like it validates this storyline. It's a culmination of what was going on there. I'm sure they can unfuck it up at some point, and for what it's worth, he's like a good mascot. Like he's cute. He's little.
If people gerbil. Like him, people like him.
Girls might like the little gerbil. Like Winter was like, oh, he's cute. So I was like, okay, he's cute. Got it. Okay, that's all I needed to
just make him a goblin. Come on, we'll take what we can get.
Come on, get a goblin!
Moment of silence.
I feel like that's what I hear whenever Jack's talking. Let's go!
Hey, when we get to Lorwyn, I'm gonna shut up because we're gonna get plenty.
We're on Lorwyn. Oh no,
no, we just did.
But yeah, no. So Lorwyn, Tribal Lands, very cool. Since we're gonna get into the Shocklands, I was wondering if they were gonna do that. I don't know now. Now I'm like, well, maybe they'll just give us the other 5 Shocklands on Lorwyn now, and just like, here's the 5 Shocks, because there's no way they put the Shocklands in Spider-Man or Avatar.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
Yep.
They could, if they do. I hope they do it.
Gosh.
I just hope that
Spider-Man Shocks, please.
Well, these should be so expensive.
I don't mind the price because it's a standard set, and we have all these other reprints that we can go for because Shocklands are pretty cheap for all they're considered. Like all things considered, like $15 to $20 is reasonable. And then a reprint might bring the price down a little bit. I think they're going to go up though if they put them in Universes Beyond because of how short printed they are.
Exactly.
The only thing I hope that they do is if they'd like go like Spider-Man or Avatar Shocklands, that they do the sub name thing like Sacred Foundry, but it's like Doc Ock's fucking whatever.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like what they did for Final Fantasy. With
they didn't do it for all
with
of them,
the
obviously.
City of Brass.
Yeah, like what they should have done with the Stranger Things cards. What they got right the first time with Ikoria and the Godzilla cards.
Yeah. Yes.
So that treatment for Shocklands, I'd be down for. If you do that, Avatar makes more sense to me. But I think we're gonna have to wait like a year for Shocklands to get the other 5, which would kind of be weird because it might put us in a position where we lose the Shocklands at different times, which I think would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I didn't talk about, which we're going to get into now actually, so let me just skip that. But 5 and 5s, I'm a kind of a fan of personally because that's what Magic was like for so long before people were like, why don't we just get all 10? And they were like, sure, here's all 10. Like, no.
Back in
the 5
my
and
day,
5 was really cool. That was like, we had to earn it.
We never got all 10 Checklands. The Checklands were always 5s. Like at the same set, at the same time.
Kind of. We're getting into it.
They usually came in core sets.
Yes. We're going to get into that right now, actually. So after Lorwyn, we got Shards of Alara. Such a good era of Magic, man.
I wish I could have started
They were
then.
cooking. Shards of Alara, dude, oh man, I was having so much fun. 3-color mana fixing, but not cringe like last time. What are the Shardlands? You don't have to know their names, but if you know their names, bonus points. Colors.
So the first set, I believe.
There's 5 Triomes and Shards of Alara.
Well, because there's 5 shards.
Yep,
So
that was the hint. There are shards.
It's Naya, Jund, Grixis, Bant, and Esper.
Yes, sir. Those are the 5 Shards of Alara. Why are they shards? Because
The 5
if you look at
colors
the
of
5
Magic.
manas, there's you can draw triangles or you can draw wedges. And so the pizza slices are the shards. And so we got like Jungle Shrine, Grixis Panorama, or no, that's not the Panorama. There was like, I remember using Jungle Shrine when it was white. Esper Sanctum. Those, they were just kind of mid, but they were like tapped Triomes. So like pretty cool.
Oh, sure. Like
And so-
we just had similar ones
In
for
Tarkir.
Tarkir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Tarkir gave us the other 5.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
We never had
So
Spoilers.
the next set after Shards is Zendikar. Now this is the first actual modern print of Fetchlands. Right. Which ones were they?
We knew that Polluted Delta and Bloodstained Mire and Flooded Strand.
Oh, so this is the other 5?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this
We
is
probably
the
had
enemy 5.
enemies.
Yeah, so that'll be
Scalding Tarn?
Yes, sir.
Misty Rainforest?
Yep.
The Orzhov one.
I'll give you a hint. They're in Modern
Marsh
Horizons
Flats?
3.
Marsh Flats.
Yep.
Arid Mesa?
Yep.
And then there's the Golgari, which is
Verdant Catacombs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very, very good. Very good. Now this is epic.
Wow, I know things finally.
Zendikar actually is interesting too because it gave us the first printing of tapped gain life duels.
Yeah.
But they never printed those again unless it was like for Commander products. Because getting into it later, they just redid the 10 and they renamed 5 of them in cons. So yeah, so Zendikar giving us the actual 5 fetches. The reason why I was talking about like 5 and 5 splits, I really like them. When they give us these 5 fetches here, we didn't have the 5 fetches from Onslaught because they're not modern. So after modern became a format, great format, right? Early modern was kind of crazy. Wild West.
We loved it. I didn't play back
It
then.
only had 5 fetches. Like Jund decks would play Marsh Flats. So like, well, I need a black fetch, Marsh Flats. You know, because you didn't have it. You're like Verdant Catacombs for sure. I need a 5th black, Marsh Flats. And so like your decks would basically would sink or swim based on how you could navigate those fetches.
Yeah.
You would play off-color shocks just because you could fetch them with your off-color fetches because one of the colors was right. So like let's say you were playing green-black, right? You'd play Marsh Flats, but then you would also play, because you could only fetch the black half of your Overgrown Tombs, you would play like Temple Garden, because you could fetch your Temple Garden with your Marsh Flats. And it would give you the opposite half of your, like, because let's say you had 4 Overgrown Tombs, 4 Marsh Flats, right? Sometimes you don't have the ability to fetch an Overgrown Tomb with your off-color fetch if it's not Marsh Flats, right? If it's a different land. Because you weren't just playing
Oh, yeah. So basically what he's trying to say is like when you had Jund, right? You'd play for sure. You didn't have Wooden Foothills.
Yeah.
So you for sure play Verdant Catacombs.
Yes.
But when you played Marsh Flats, you're like, well, my Marsh Flats can only get black. So
if I need
Temple Garden, I can't get it with or sorry, not Temple Garden. Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground I can't get with Marsh Flats, right?
I need green.
So you need green. You might play
A Temple Garden.
A Temple Garden.
Some other shop.
To go, okay, I get the
Yeah, so
Garden.
you could get a green, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's how bad it was.
That was the struggle.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But for Modern, I think it's like, it doesn't make sense. For Standard, though, it's like, yes, make me build the puzzle. So if they gave us like 5 stack shotguns and then later 5.
I like that take a lot. I think that would be sweet for Standard.
It would be kind of cool just because it's like the limitations are what makes Standard interesting.
And it sounds so bad now.
And yeah, like back then it was like, dude, your mana bases were like, well, I got Raging Ravine, so I guess I don't need that many Stomping Grounds. I guess I'll just, mana bases were just kind of interesting. But everything fit because there was no like competition for slots. Now there's competition for slots, makes it way more cool.
Yeah.
Also, World Wake in that same block gave us the dual color manlands, which these were like for a long time the best.
Like Celestial Colony.
Celestial Colony, yeah, and Celestial Colonies were like $50 for like a long time. Such a good land. Raging Ravine, same thing. Just so powerful. Obviously, Lava Claw Reaches. And the 2 other ones weren't as popular. Sterling Wildwood was pretty popular, the Celestial one.
Yeah.
Especially because it was a really good blocker.
Reach. Yeah.
But the Lava Claw Reach is kind of mid, and then Creeping Tar Pit. Creeping Tar Pit, very good. Unblockable, just like a really good finisher. The only problem is I think Dimir for a long time in Modern wasn't really there. And when it was there, it was like Death Shadow. It's like you didn't want a Creeping Tar Pit.
Or Fairies, and Fairies
in Standard was bonking with Creeping
and in
Tar
Modern
Pit.
it was bad.
I mean, they had to it was crazy.
Yeah.
But they banned Bitter Blossom and shit for Modern's inception.
Which is insane.
After that, we got Scars of Mirrodin with the Fast Lands. First printing of the Fast Lands, huge impact. Like, all of these were so fucking expensive for so long. I remember, like, Blackleaf Clips were like $50, $60. I think Blackleaf Clips got up to like $80 at one point.
Oh my god.
They were just so good. But you untap Black Red Source for Modern for so long was just insane.
The game went
and then when they printed them and they went down to like $4 or something, we were like, oh, that was for sure scarcity. Like, goddamn, artificial price for sure.
Yeah.
Scryfall, can you give me the text on a rope?
Well, yeah, like you talk about people losing money on Tarmogoyfs, man, people lost hell of money on the Fast Lands.
Yeah.
Hell of money. Innistrad came next, and Innistrad gave us the check lands. We got the enemy colors here. What are my enemy check lands?
Enemy checks?
Yeah, enemy checks, hit me.
Wooded no, it's Overgrown Cemetery. Not Godless Rites.
No, this is sure.
No, yeah, it's
Overgrown Cemetery is green black.
Yeah, and then there's the white black one, which is a picture of Avacyn's symbol in the middle of a cemetery. Oh my god, I know the images so well. I don't remember.
They didn't get reprinted in Crimson Bow, did they?
No. I don't think so. The checklands don't really get reprinted except in courses.
Crimson Bow? But they gave us the slow lands, which was fucking terrific.
Yeah.
The best part of that whole block right there was those lands.
Oh, for sure.
Because what a horrific 2 sets.
It made Standard so much better.
Exactly.
And that was when I started, by the way.
Yeah.
It was when I got back in during those horrible sets.
I remember Sun Petal Grove, Ripon Crate.
Sun Petal Grove.
Sulfur.
I'm pretty sure Sun Petal Grove is actually ally.
Sulfur
Falls.
These first two that I'm remembering.
Sun Petal Grove.
Sulfur Falls. Sun Petal Grove is ally,
but
technically.
Sulfur Falls
and Innistrad gave us the green black one, Sulfur Falls.
The white black one.
The green is the cemetery, right?
Yeah.
Overgrown Cemetery is green black.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's like not Godless Shrine, but it's like, oh my god, it's a chapel in a graveyard. Isolated chapel. Thank you.
Yep.
Then there's so it's green black, white black.
Yep.
Red blue. Oh my god.
I can't think of the color wheel literally.
I'll get a magic card for you guys.
Yeah, I just need a magic card at this point.
That works.
We'll pull this out.
Foil don't matter. Perfect. Okay, so let's do some math. We got this one. Oh, it was oh god. Not Drowned Catacomb. Was it Drowned Catacomb?
Wait, so are these
Drowned Catacomb is allied.
Okay.
These are considered enemies.
So we got Hinterland Harbor.
Hinterland Harbor. That was the one.
And
I was trying to think of.
There's the red white one, which is Clifftop Retreat. Sorry, Clifftop
Retreat, yeah.
LP.
And then
Isolated Chapel, Sulphur Falls, Overgrown Cemetery. You got them all.
Yeah.
And this is also why, now that we have a card, this is why we got shards and wedges, the pizza slices versus the actual triangles.
It's a great Magic design. They did that on purpose, 1,000%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they leaned into it well.
LP.
Yeah, so Innistrad gave us a checklands, but it actually wasn't the first printing. It was a finishing of the cycle. When did we get the original Allied ones?
The original, same set or different set? Like the same Allied or...
Allied ones did not come in Innistrad. Innistrad finished the cycle of checklands. At this time, we didn't have all the checklands. Innistrad finished the cycle. It was a really big deal. That's why they were so expensive.
M11 or M12, I'd say, if I had to guess. I don't remember.
It was 10.
M10?
2 years prior.
I was like
2 years prior.
These are always in core sets.
And then, well, not always. And then the next 2 to 3 core sets, they were like checklands.
Yeah.
Because they were just like so bonkers popular.
Yeah.
Also mega expensive.
Sure. Yeah.
Like by the time they reprinted them the third time, I was like, why the fuck did I buy these so expensive?
Yeah.
But they were in standard, so they stayed expensive for a while. Once they rotated out of standard, holy fuck did they tank.
Yeah.
We needed Pioneer then.
Oh, please.
Anyways, so yeah, checklands really cool. The next set after this, Return to Ravnica. So 2005 we get the Shocklands. 2012 we get the Return of the Shocklands.
Yep.
A lot of people, like we mentioned, Jack specifically saying RTR started here. You saying RTR started here. All the time, people are like, "Oh, RTR! I was playing RTR, and then I stopped playing, and then I came back during." Probably fucking Guilds of Ravnica, because Ravnica's the fucking best. Ravnica is the closest shit to Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they murdered it.
And then they murdered it.
I came back.
Well, no, we got the surveillance.
I came back briefly. Like, I left, I think, it was like right after Dragon's Maze. And I came back for Kaladesh because I was just playing the God Pharaohs, Angel of Invention, Eternal Witness. No, not Eternal Witness. Champion of Wits?
Yes.
That was my standard deck. And I only played that for
like a cool deck.
A couple months. Yeah. And then I was out of mana.
Yeah. Okay, so after this we got Theros. Theros was cool, man. Theros gave us a lot. The Scrylands, first printing.
Gosh. Scrylands actually felt like super cracked during the time
for a long time.
Well, especially because that was during the time where like the mulligan rule was terrible.
Oh yeah.
Scrying when you had a mulligan was like
taking a turn off to like Scry, so helpful from digging. And like it felt like to me, I remember when Scrylands came out, it felt like checklands again. It was like, oh man, you guys got it so right with these balance per price per power level.
Yeah.
The Scrylands stayed cheap because people knew they weren't gonna. People learned their mistake from the checklands. They stayed cheap, but people respected them, and like playsets everywhere, decks were playing them so good. Probably at the time some of the best tap lands, and people wanted to play them, so they were like fine with playing them, you know. But they complemented the fact that the shocklands were still around. Because like you'd be like, well, if tap lands are hurting me, cut them. But shocklands are here, no problem.
And that's back when I was asking for Temple of Deceits for Christmas.
And it really helped with as you were talking about mitigating the mana flood issue. If you have 2 lands on top, but one of them is a Scryland, you don't have a land on top anymore. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, because there's some games where you draw 3 lands in a row and that game is basically over. If one of those lands is a Scryland and then the next land you hit is also a Scryland, you get to dig pretty deep.
It does help. Okay, so we also got Nykthos in Theros because it was technically a monocolor set. And Nykthos, amazing. Such a cool card. Very influential.
Master of Babes.
Super cool. Master of Waves, mono blue tempo, devotion. Everything was like tempo aggro or tempo mid-range, but it was all devotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down.
And they made the most busted common of all time, Gary.
I love
definitely one of them.
My son.
For me, Gary was amazing.
Gary is like one of my pet cards of all time.
Yeah,
like I try to like throw him.
I think a lot of people sim for Gary. I was more of a Blood Baron opposite guy myself. I was splashing white in that.
Whip it back. Whip it real good.
Khans of Tarkir after this. This was interesting. The full completion. I feel like for me, Khans of Tarkir was when it really became like, this is a new era of Magic. We're flying to the future. We got all 10 fetches now, and Standard went crazy with the fetches.
Oh my god! Jace, Flip Jace was ridiculous. That was $100 card.
Yeah. 150, bro. 150, yeah. 4 color piles everywhere once we got the Tango lands, which we'll get into. But another notable thing is the Khans of Tarkir gave us the Tri-lands, the other 5 that we didn't get from Shards, so we completed that as well, giving us the Khans. Now we have the names for the Khans. Because before that, we were calling everything like American, Bug, Rug.
Yeah.
Bug.
Junk.
Bug aggro is my deck, baby.
Yeah, junk was one of my favorite.
Junk, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite terms. It was so good.
Yep, that was, yeah, and I played a lot of Abzan back in the day, so whenever somebody would call my deck junk, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
No, you don't understand.
Wow, toxic.
The colors together kind of looked like junk.
Yeah.
What?
So, what's it called? Another notable thing is that back those gain lifelines I talked about, this was when they reprinted them, but they did functional reprints of 5 of them, renamed them all to like have like the lands be like Windscarred Crag or whatever.
Yep.
The Aquam Refuge and the ones from Zendikar basically got like deleted here. They still print them occasionally for Commander, but the full 10 got printed off the gain life tap lands in this. The only reason why I'm mentioning that is because obviously those don't really make that much impact as gain life lands, besides maybe Commander. The lands, like how they give us the 5 Triomes and the 10 tap duels, made drafting different. They were like, no basics. It's only going to be a dual land or a Triome.
Yep.
And you have to leave the land in the pack. And then we're not drafting cons anymore. Like, oh, you have to draft the land again. And it's like, or sorry, you have to take the land out and then draft. And then so they kept changing, like whether they or not they wanted to leave the land in the pack or not. And this is kind of like where that started.
Oh,
and so they were like, finally they were like, you always draft the land, even if it's a basic, because if it's not a basic, you still got to draft your duel. Mm-hmm. And that was when they like finally figured it out. Like, why don't we just pick one? And they picked the right one, obviously.
Yeah.
That standard has some crazy 4-color decks. Mardu Wet or Wet Mardu.
Well, that's where we get into next because Battle for Zendikar. When Theros rotates, we get Battle for Zendikar, which a lot of people didn't like the Eldrazi era, but it is what it is. Battle for Zendikar, here we are. The Battle Lands, or the Tango Lands, as some people call them. I hate Tango, but I'll mention it because it was a thing.
Yeah.
It takes 2 to Tango or whatever. I hated that. Battle Lands was fine. Even though they're not battles, you needed 2 basics for them. That never really mattered as much as the fact that they were fetchable. This was like the first time we were like, wait, new fetchable stuff that's not Shocklands? This is possible? And yeah, so because of the fetch lands, you got like these 4-color decks, just kind of crazy. Shadows of Innistrad going after that, just fucking horrific. I hate these. These are the worst. You have to like reveal a basic of a land type to get your guy untapped. It just tell me that they're just tap lands. Why are these rare? Like, these were the fucking worst. Choked Estuary, all those. I hated them so much. Never finish this cycle, ever. Please don't finish this cycle. It is ass. I don't want it in standard. It's not going to be useful. They're going to be 50-cent rares.
And that's how it was received. It was received like, hey, these lands are really bad. If you're top decking a land and you need a land to win, but it's that land, it's just a tapped land.
Yes. And on top of that, like when you're ripping your packs for drafts or like you want prize support, you rip the fucking rare land, you should feel good.
It should be money.
It should feel good.
It should feel money.
And you're like, oh, rare land.
$2.
Why wasn't it Cryptolite Rith or something?
Yeah.
After that, we got Kaldesh, finished the fast lands. I'm going to probably miss some here, so you guys will have to fill in the slots for me.
Sure.
Amonkhet gave us fetchable cycle lands. Those were really cool. That was the era that Frank's talking about.
He gave us deserts.
And the deserts.
Deserts got banned. If New Rivulet was really good.
Guilds of Ravnica, 2019. So no, we got 2005, 2012, 2019. This is when we basically figured out, like, oh, every 7 years we're getting Shocklands.
Yeah.
And it's not a coincidence. That's why we knew we were getting Shocklands.
Oh, okay. I did not know that before this land talk.
Yeah.
But now,
that's why I kept bringing it up. I'm like, we have to talk about lands. It's so iconic right now.
Yeah.
Every fucking 7 years we're getting shocks. And honestly, it's a perfect time period, you know?
Look at you.
Good job, Wizards.
I mean, we knew. We just knew. Jared and I were talking about Shocklands for like a year straight. Like, yeah, we're about to get Shocklands again. Yeah. I mean, it is 7 years.
You could kind of feel it.
Well.
You could kind of
feel it. And then boom, Shocklands. We're like, yeah. It felt perfect timing.
Now I know why I didn't know that, because I never listened to Jared.
It's okay, Jared. I love you.
Thank you for being a member of my channel.
Yeah, true. Throne of Eldraine, fetchable single color lands. I mean, like Mystic Signature got banned in Modern. These were really cool. If you have like the 3 islands or 3 mountains already, they come in untapped. Dwarven Mine, still a really good Indomitable Creativity card. Theros Beyond Death.
That deck.
Theros Beyond Death gave us the Castle Cycle, I believe.
Yep.
Or was that Throne of Eldraine?
No, yeah. It was it was the original Eldraine set.
Eldraine. Yeah. Throne of Eldraine gave us the Castle Cycle. I mistyped that.
Yeah.
So Theros Beyond Death was I can't remember the land cycle. Anyway, Son of Eldrin gave us the castles. Those were really cool.
Yeah. I don't remember.
And then Ikoria, the castle, Castle Lockdwayne.
Well, no, for Theros. Yeah. I don't remember anything from Theros.
I don't remember the lands in Theros, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Czech. Oh, it was Scrylands again.
I thought it came back to Scries.
Yeah, it went back to Scries.
You went back to Scries and Theros.
Yeah, by this part, ChatGPT was generating, but I was also like running out of time, and I was like,
yeah. So you're like,
So I was like, let me correct what I can correct. This thing is fucking up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just to like change it for that for a moment. Like in the standard section, I like was like, because it's talking about shocks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, tell me about the old standard formats versus now this new standard format, and it told me that this new standard format was like there's a ton of mono black aggro, and I was like, we did just get some mono black decks like new, but like ChatGPT was like, it's the main part of the format.
Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, that was it. It was saying that like mono black aggro is like running.
ChatGPT is investing in Cecils.
Is like running the format. I was like, no,
it's stonks on Cecils. Okay,
ChatGPT. You've never heard of VV Cauldron?
Can we timestamp this and then come back next episode and see if it's right?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Well, we will.
It just knew. Look at the trends.
I'll try when I listen to it. I always repeat listening to it on my own. I'll let you know.
Hell yeah.
Throne of Eldrin, Castles, Theros Mandeaths, Scrylands again. So in my notes that's going to be wrong, but whatever. Ikoria, cycling Triomes, 3-mana cycling. Really cool because Triomes, not powerful enough. Adding cycling, much better. Fetchable. What the fuck, you know? Crazy. I think the Triomes being fetchable, they put these lands probably like in the top 5 of power level.
Yeah.
They really changed the game in a big way. Like the 5-color decks have never been more viable ever.
Yeah.
Especially domain strategies.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Domain Zoo became a huge thing. Yorion became a huge thing.
Yeah, just the fact and like just the fact that you could fix your mana perfectly, like even like in a control deck, like you're like Rogren control, like as George calls it. Like because of Rogren Triumph. It's like, oh yeah, I'm playing a Jeskai control, I'll get my 1 Rogren Triumph, and then I'm basically playing blue white, and none of my mana got ruined. It's beautiful, you know?
Yeah. And late game they cycle, so not only are they amazing early game, but you can get rid of them if you're flooding.
Yep, no flooding. ZNR gave us the MDFCs, which were a really big deal. I think MDFCs are the best take on how to fix mana flood and mana screw issues, where like you have lands in your spells. It's funny because Magic, you know how like a lot of games will be like, oh, my resource is my card. Apparently Magic, because Magic does Duel Masters, they actually created that system. Duel Masters pretty immediately after Magic came out was like, oh yeah, your cards are your resources, but they start their mana on like turn 3. So it's kind of interesting because their 1-drops are 3-drops.
Yeah.
It goes back to that video I was talking about that I posted in Discord about the 1-drop issue with Magic and like how we were making fun of the ban article for not understanding the 1-drop issue.
Yeah.
It's like at this point you don't understand the 1-drop issue. Like this has been solved. You know what I mean? Like
they know.
But yeah, so ZNR, MDFCs, and then Kaldheim gave us Pathways. Pathways are pretty cool. Kind of a take on the MDFC style. Neon Dynasty with the channel lands. I'm definitely missing some in this era that are impactful. So
for sure.
Feel free to fill me in the comments if you notice any that I missed that were like your babies. But the channel lands in Dynasty, amazing. Just so good.
Sorry.
No, good.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, in my recent Magic history, and it's funny because there are some of these lands where I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this, but then I remember the egregious parts of it. But I do, like, me getting back into Standard was around Rafine.
Yeah.
Like Rafine, Esper Rafine.
Yeah.
And so, like, you sometimes needed to, like, shoot your deck away to like hit an Otawara to like win the game off of a bounce, and like
I just love that they were all good too.
They were all good.
Yeah,
they were
really
all good. I actually really loved the channel lands.
The channel lands are probably one of the best cycles they've ever created. Power level wise, definitely a top 10, maybe even top 5 honestly in terms of power. Well, it's hard to say because of they're not dual lands. So, like, top 10 lands of all time in terms of, like, cycles.
Top utility lands of all time.
For sure, top utility lands.
Where would you rank them?
In terms of power?
Yeah, of the colors.
Boseiju first.
Oh, interesting.
Then Otawara. Then I would say it's probably a tie between Takenuma and the white one. And then it's probably the red one. I love red. But Sokazan is good for exactly two things. Having two targets.
Cutting mountains out of your deck.
well, it's having two targets for your Indomitable creativity, right? You get to end of their turn, do that. Up, untap, have two targets to kill. Also, if your opponent's at 2.
The thing is, they don't play Sokenzan because it's not a mountain, and they need it for Dwarven Mine.
Sokenzan, I think, was the worst.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, no, it was good. I think aggro red.
Yeah, I was gonna say. In the red deck, it was decent, but it wasn't as good as the black.
Well, we had a lot of legendaries too. In these red aggro decks after Walls of Eldraine.
And the other thing about the cycling lands is you look at older formats and they just get busted with Ren and 6.
I think it was out before Wilds of Eldraine came.
But Wilds of Eldraine, aggro red, and Sokenzan played together.
I don't think they did.
Buddy, they're right here.
No, I know.
You're saying rotation?
Yeah, I think
Wilds of Eldraine rotated out the Sokenzan. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe Wilds of Eldraine.
I don't think they ever played together.
Well,
I think that
you're right.
Like right.
Yeah. So that would have been that era.
I think it's really.
Yeah, I think wasn't Wilds the rotation? Like
probably.
Yeah, I think Wilds was the rotation.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about those lands, especially as I said, was they get better as you go back in time, right? Like if you or into Eternal formats, like Ren and 6 makes Boseiju so busted. Being able to Ren and 6 lock your opponent's lands, once you get all the lands out of their deck, you're like, okay, well every turn I'm gonna Stone Rain you for 2 mana. And nothing you can do about it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think I agree. Boseiju is probably just the best one. It's got the most utility, and in the color that it's in, it does the most.
And it's the
Otawara is the cheapest. Otawara is probably the most powerful effect, but it's not easily supported by what decks want to do. Yeah. So probably in Pioneer, Otawara is the best, but in Modern and Legacy, it's definitely Boseiju. Iganjo is interesting because it is really good, but it's just kind of expensive for removal and not like the best removal when you get to the older formats.
Well, and on top of that,
Takenuma to me, I think has the most ability to be busted.
Yeah, well, and Iganjo required attacking or blocking. Yeah. Versus the others, you could just always do at any time.
Yeah, that's why I like Takenuma so much. Like when Mono Black Cabal Coffers was so good in Modern, Takenuma was a big deal.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna break one, Takenuma has the most viability to be broken.
I'd agree.
But Boseiju is just like the fucking hits when it's I was talking about how back in the day decks like Lantern Control would just dominate because the removal was so shit and your deck couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Now it feels like your deck just has Swiss Army knives in every fucking path of the deck.
Yeah.
And Boseiju is one of those kind of cards where you're just I have it and it's built into my mana, which feels even better, like the MDFCs, where you're not fucked on mana, but also this is a spell.
Yes, and it feeling like a spell really changed lands for me.
And traditionally, the decks like Amulet Titan and Tron that need to beat an artifact or enchantment that's hating them out now have the ability to crack a map. Go get the Boseiju. As long as they have one green source, they can get out from underneath their Blood Moon or their Dampening Sphere, whatever it is you're playing against.
Yeah, I agree. I miss playing Boseiju in actual Tron. That deck's not a thing anymore.
Rest in peace, Tron.
So good. Martial Machine, Fastline reprint, so big deal. Dominator United giving us the Painlands again with Brothers War. Having them in Standard again was so interesting because for the longest time they were Commander lands, and having them in Standard again, it was that felt so good. Thank you so much for that Blast from the Past. Especially in that era, Brothers War, Dominator United, really making you want to feel nostalgic for the past.
Yeah.
They nailed it, man. I was dude, I feel so good right now. That Standard era, those draft formats, just a lot of fun. And the Painlands kind of just did their job, shout out to the Painlands. Yeah. Hope to see you in Standard again soon. Honestly, if they give us the Painlands again in a couple of years, no fucking complaints.
Agreed.
In a couple of years. I'm ready for them to go now.
Oh, yeah.
But in a couple of years, I'm
But in 2 years, it's you'll have met 2 different rotations. Well, what are the lands looking like? If the Painlands are the worst or second worst land in your Standard pool, I think that's fine. Because having the Midnight Hunt lands was so spoiling for some people, I think. People were my mana base is just perfect. This is how it should always be. It's no, you're living during the privilege.
Yeah.
This is
living during
strong men create good times.
Yeah. You're living during the feast, not during the famine.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Very biblical. Very like 7 years of food and then 7 years of starvation, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're getting shotguns again. So thank you.
Back to food.
Yeah, exactly. We eat. Fast Line reprints, very good. Walls of Eldraine give us the Restless Man lands. Which ones were in Wilds of Eldraine?
Oh, I'll be able to name some of these, but I can't get all of like their actual names. So
you only have to tell me which ones were in Eldraine, and then which ones were in the other one.
Okay, so
what was the other set?
Restless Cottage, green black. Restless Fortress, Wilds. You have the red blue one that was like unplayable.
Yep.
You have
Restless Bovak.
That's the green blue one.
No, I think that's the
Restless Bivouac. Yeah, that's the red white, and then there's the blue green one that is like a 5/5 that also makes a 3/3 when it attacks.
The serpent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Vinestalk.
Yeah, like Restless Vinestalk. I think that's it. 5, right?
Yes, for Wilds.
Okay.
And then what was the set with the other ones?
Restless Anchorage.
Yeah.
Restless Reef.
Yeah.
Restless. I don't remember the red black names one, but it's a 3/4 and it like draws and dispels. No. Fortress is black white. There's the red black one. There is Restless Prairie, which is the one. It's like
green white.
Yeah, it's like a llama or something. And there's one more.
Stomping Ground.
Oh yes. +2. It's yes.
It's not the.
But that one costs like 4 mana or 5 mana to do. It's awful.
Worst Raging Ravine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So a lot of the Restless lands are much better than their compatriots, and it's honestly kind of sad. Yeah. But Restless Anchorage, Lost Cognitive Islam, by the way. Yeah. Restless Anchorage is just so much better for like pound for pound. It's not like it's like Manny Pacquiao and like some like heavyweight, you know? Dude. Like, yeah, Pacquiao's a better boxer, but like in a 1v1, the heavyweight guy's gonna win. Yeah. So like Colonnade beats Anchorage in a head-to-head, sure. But like matchup to matchup everywhere else, Anchorage just fucking smokes Colonnade, and it's
because Restless Anchorage,
because it's actually playable.
Well, Restless Anchorage is the only one that I forget. Does Colonnade fly?
Flies and Vigilance.
It
was such a big deal back then too, because they left you up mana for Path to Exile, Super Missions, etc.
Yeah, huge. But Anchorage gets you like card advantage.
Well, Anchorage is a really good blocker in the early game because it's a 2/3. You can do it early enough because it's cheap. And then late game, because you make the maps, you're able to make it a big enough blocker where it's a great attacker too. So it gives you what you need in the early game as a blocker with a bigger toughness than attack. And then you also have something that generates a decent threat that, if you map it a couple times, is comparable. Not the same, but it's comparable to Colonnade.
Yeah, I can catch up to Colonnade with the maps, but I think the biggest thing is the fact that it's so cheap to activate.
Yeah.
Because the amount of turns that you can activate an Anchorage and still do one or two other things. Is so much more relevant. Like back in the day, even with Modern, even when you were getting to later turns, you're like, man, I'm tapping for Colonnade.
That's it.
That's 5 mana and it's attacking. If they have a removal spell, I'm losing 6 mana for this turn.
Whoa.
Like you're not doing a lot else.
You're feeling cooked.
Yeah, and your deck had like 4 drops, you know, so like much more testing on your mana.
Yeah.
But like Restless Cottage is just so much better than like what Raging Ravine was doing. It's a bigger body right away with food. Raging Ravine was always so cool because it could grow, but growing just doesn't matter when you're already huge. Same with like Restless Reef, just the fact that it's already enormous.
And Death Touch.
Death Touch.
So like it blocks
the
really
mill
well.
Being super high relevant. Like these new ones are just so much better across the board. Even like the old ones that were good are like, man.
I wish I was that.
I think exactly. I wish I was that. The only one I think that can hang when it's new one is Sterling Wildwood.
Yeah.
Only because Restless Prairie is kind of mid.
Yes.
But even then, Prairie can go crazy with the go wide strategies.
Oh yeah.
Which is way better than what Sterling Wildwoods is doing. Shambling Vet might be the one that's closest actually, because Battle for Zendikar did give us the other 5 manlands that I didn't talk about, and I love Shambling Vets too. Restless Fortress, it's like a 1/4. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, this needs Death Touch or Lifelink or both.
How am I going to kill him?
the drain gain is just like not good.
It was like okay, but it was like the same as Shambling Vent then, because it had Lifelink.
And Shambling Vent was an amazing blocker, and you get the extra toughness. Well, you get to eat so many things with the Shambling Vent.
I think that Restless needed to be 2/4.
Or I feel like Restless also just needed to be cheaper. The fact that it was 4 mana.
It was 4?
4.
They should have been 3 then.
Yeah, if it was 3, it'd be like, okay, this is fine. But 4 is, I think, too much.
Yeah, I really liked Restless, but it was just not quite there for me. But they were really cool, and I love Manlands. I think that they're really interesting, and they always give us like more tools. And then when they're in standard, like Manlands can go crazy. We're about to lose the Manlands, aren't we? Or are we keeping? No, we keep all Spelldrain, so we still have a bunch of Manlands.
Yeah, we're
going to have Manlands for a while. I think Manlands are going to start becoming very, very good with the Shocklands.
It's going to be mid-range soup pretty soon, I think. Mm-hmm. I think everything is going to be mid-range soup, and the
Well, it's already mid-range soup.
We're just going to get... Well, Edge of Eternities...
Well, we lost all the aggro.
Yeah, Edge of Eternities just looks like it's going to be a slower and slower format.
You're getting rewarded for slowing down, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I like Goblins.
Yeah, the only time that's different is I actually, like, after playing it this weekend and winning our store champ, is that blue-black feels like it's in an unhealthy place to me. Like, blue-black feels like Delver.
Sure.
You think it's too good?
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't know. I think people are just going back to what was good.
I think that that's true. The thing that's just tough for me about blue-black is, like, it does play... Like, it still has the game plan of, like, I play a dude on 1, I play a dude on 2, but then I have Kaido and Curiosity to, like, grind me into the late game with counter magic and discard effects.
Yeah, but, like, a third of your deck's rotating, you know? And, like, a lot of it's the removal, which is, like, the most important part.
That is the thing that I think could stop it, is the removal leaving.
But I think it's going to neuter the deck. But no cutdown is so big.
The creature base is mostly staying the same.
Yeah, the creatures are fair, though,
yeah, I think. Like, Fairy Mastermind is going to leave, but, like, everything else is staying. And, like, the recent decks don't even play.
Malcolm's probably going to make a comeback.
Yeah. Malcolm?
From Lost Caverns, the Fairy Mastermind guy.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like What's-His-Face is so good that Bond.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering why people aren't doing that already with Siren Stormtamer. I wanted to talk about it last episode.
Yeah.
You kind of sold me on the fact that you could do the Rogues thing or the Pirates thing or whatever and get those Ragavan triggers.
Oh, for sure.
Because, I just want to say real quick, because the format's shifting into mid-range soup, I think that because of everybody just having to... It's moving away from you have to have early removal to you just want to kind of play like the best threats that you can. And in mid-range mirrors, you kind of just want to go bigger than your opponent. That naturally leads to control being one of the better decks in the format. If everybody's just trying to grind and play late game, your control deck is able to figure out what decks they have to beat. And then the control deck can prey on the mid-range deck, which then puts Goblins as the only good aggro deck left in a great spot. I know there's like VV Soul Cauldron and stuff, but I think that Goblins is the de facto best aggro deck right now. And I know this is copium, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think that coming up, Goblins is going to be in an amazing spot as this format slows down. We're just as fast as we were pre-bans. We don't lose a lot with rotation.
Mm-hmm.
If anything,
we lose with rotation?
Our 2-mana Lord. That's it.
Broomvelt from down there.
Yeah, gosh, that guy's crazy though.
But then we just slot
in. It is crazy, but I think he might be right with Lorwyn. Lorwyn's going to give us Goblins.
So when that happens, I'm super excited to see where the deck
I want to see what Goblins we get, because the Goblins could be what fairies were in original Lorwyn.
Yes. With Krenko especially. Krenko Howl Squad, you build around that and you have an amazing shell.
Krenko, like actual Krenko, like making goblins?
Yeah.
What about, what was the guy? The new Krenko, the one that's like you pay red and you can make guys and put one counter.
That's from murders.
But they reprinted Krenko.
Yeah, well,
I know. I'm talking about the other one.
What else we could do?
I'm trying to find more combo. For the deck. Because Agatha's Soul Cauldron is the future.
If we literally just go Painter Studio on 2, into Howl Squad on 3, we attack for the token that's 2, then go to 18. Then we play Krenko on 4. We tap Krenko after we make another token. It taps, makes 4 tokens. Then everything is haste. The Howl Squad plus the token that we made the last turn plus the 4 tokens. That's an attack for 13 on 4.
He's thought about this before.
This is how I know. 4-3 at the energy with goblins. Yeah. We went 50-50 with mice.
So then I go to 5.
You go to 5.
And then I day Joseph and you.
That's fine. Then we play another Howl Squad or something else with haste, and then we can attack in. We have Bastronaut, we have Reckless Lackey, we have so many hasty threats, and the Painter Studio stayed. So all of my things that make hasty tokens.
So what if I play the new Lockdown?
The new Lockdown's fine because we play Force Suplex in the main.
Ooh.
We take that. We just take it back, and then our stuff comes back.
I'm trying to like find the holes.
I want there to be holes.
I don't want there to be holes. If there's an aggro deck that's good, I want to play it.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to build the deck. I'm trying to build the deck in a way where we can play through a couple board wipes. We can play through some counter spells.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we find the list, we have a chance.
For sure. I think you're right. I think there's definitely a possibility for goblins to be really good, especially if Lauren gives us anything to flush at.
Yeah.
We pretty much covered all the lands. Anything else that I missed or that we missed, whatever. It was a fun time. We can get into it another time. Yeah. If we did miss anything that you want us to talk about, let us know in Discord or in the comments. I had a good time. I'm glad we covered a lot of stuff because Shocklands, very popular, coming back in Edge of Eternities, super big deal. Everybody I talked to was like, I was trying to ask people like, what are your favorite lands? Shocklands, always Shocklands. Yep. Jag was like, specifically said the check lands, which I liked. And then Julian was saying he likes the Scry lands. So sucks for him that they're rotated out. But Scry lands are honestly a land type that I could see us just getting back in like Foundations 2 or whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah.
Ethan was saying he likes Surveil lands, which makes sense because he keeps winning in Legacy and they're playable in Legacy. But Surveil lands are interesting to me because of the dual lands that we've gotten recently. They kind of just like jumped right up there. You know, they went from like people were like, wow, these better than Scry lands to like, oh yeah, not even close, and they're Legacy playable.
They're better than Triomes now.
Well, effectively, yeah. I think power level wise, they're stronger than Triomes, especially because they have the dual typing.
Yeah.
Which really matters. Obviously, if the Scry lands had dual typing, they might be comparable.
Yeah.
But Surveil is stronger than Scry. And it's not close. I mean, it's basically just like a half drum.
You don't have to tell me living in.
For sure.
I played the RCQ and people were entombing with their Scry lands, then unearthing their Oculuses on turn 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
That's so hot.
Yeah, Surveil lands are so cool. They kind of just like jumped up there to be like the top 3 power level wise. Because like if you don't count the fetches, well, I guess if you count the fetches, they are the strongest, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got like dual land, shock land, whatever the format is. It's pretty much Surveil land right after in terms of power level. There's not another dual land that can compare. Maybe you put them at the same level of power as the Triomes, but I think the Surveil lands are stronger. The Triomes are a little bit more niche, just slightly. Like they support more colors, but you have to be wanting those colors. Otherwise, the Surveil trigger is insane, and the Cycling 3 is not even close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Triomes are still top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And then honestly, if I had to put non-dual land in that power level slot, the channel lands might be up there.
Yeah, so you put down here like Gabe. Did you say Gabe's favorite?
Oh yeah, Gabe's was the slow lands, and that's kind of bringing us back to how spoiled some of the people that are getting into Magic recently have been.
Yeah,
because now they're going to feel the struggle.
Oh, for sure. So like for me, I have favorite lands, but for different reasons. For me, it's if I want to go nostalgia, it Shocks because that was RTR for me.
Yeah.
If I think about, I like Triomes because the Triomes from New Capenna made my favorite Pioneer deck, like my first Pioneer deck that I like was like, wow, I won the RCQ with this one was Nib to Light, like because of the Bant one and you being able to like.
I did miss those actually. New Capenna finishing the cycle right away.
Yeah,
I mean they struck gold; they had to finish it.
Yeah, that made Nib to like be what it was. But for standard, it's for sure the channel lands. Like the channel lands was like being able to be like I was playing Takenuma, Iganjo, and Otawara in my deck, which like sometimes you wanted to hit those.
And it sucks because those are the kind of lands that don't get reprinted. Like we will never see the channel lands in standard again. Almost certainly. Like I can basically guarantee it.
Or they will be channel lands, but they'll be different.
We're going to get different channel lands. Yes. But we're never going to get this cycle again.
Yeah.
We might get one of them. Like sometimes they do like leyline cycle reprints where they change a couple ley lines to see what this new meta looks like. But they're like, well, we got Void right the first time. Keep shipping Void. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is really sad. There's a lot of cycles that will just like never enter standard again. Like Nykthos, for example, is a card that we might see again if we go back to Theros.
Yep.
But that's because it exists as a solo card.
Right.
We're never gonna get like what's a good example? I mean, for a long time, people thought the Fastlands were like that. People were like, oh, the Fastlands are 2 names. They're never going to go back there. They're on Mirrodin. They're on Mirrodin specifically. We can't go back there. And it's like, yes, the fuck we can. Boom.
Mirrodin is everywhere now.
The only thing that I thought when you were talking about, like, those tribal decks or those tribal lands not coming back for Lorwyn made me think that we could get something similar to that as like a flavor for Lorwyn, but in the uncommon slot, like in Bloomburrow, we got Rockface Village, and like they might do something like that.
Yes,
but in the uncommon slot
for Lorwyn,
versus the rare
I hope
slot.
they do, because those uncommon cycle
that was like
one.
the one thought that I had, was that it could come because we're seeing more uncommon lands than we have previously.
Well, I really want them to lean into that, because between Bloomburrow, everything else in standard is fine, tribal wise, but Foundations really lean into it. If Bloomburrow leans hard into the tribal, we've got Bloomburrow, Foundations, Lorwyn, and then whatever supports come from the rest of the sets around it.
Yeah, we
could have a really awesome time of like just tribal decks going crazy, which is like, honestly,
I love stuff like that.
It's really popular for casual players too.
Yeah.
I mean, Slivers was like the main reason I started playing Magic when I was playing like in 08 or whatever, 07. And I was like, my friend let me borrow his Slivers deck, and I was like, this
is busted. I want to play Magic.
I want all my guys to do this to the other guys. What do you mean your guys don't do that? But then he was playing elves at the time, and like Imperious Perfect, make an elf every turn. All my guys are +1/+1. Oh, Door of Destinies, every time I make an elf, they all get bigger, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
You're like, that's busted, I want to do that. And then you sit there and then you look at their stuff.
I just loved tribes. Every time I saw a tribe, I was like, this is so cool. I love what this tribe is doing. So I'm really, really excited to go to Lorwyn. And Edge of Eternities, for what it's worth, Slivers and Eldrazi is making a comeback.
Yeah.
The lore is fucking cool.
Yep.
Origin story for the Eldrazi. The whole space stuff is really interesting. It's very like what Brothers War was like meant to be, where like Dominaria was like so future but so past and future mixed, kind of like where Pokemon's at right now, which is kind of funny. But past and future mixed, like we're in like a Stone Age, but we're also in a revolution, and we're creating all these crazy machineries.
Yeah.
But we're like also reinventing the wheel at the same time. And then Edge of Eternities is just like, oh yeah, this is just actual like space tech.
Yeah.
I really like it. Did you guys have any decks that you think you want to talk about, or that you think you're excited for, or do you mostly expect rotation to kind of just like really be a big hindrance?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll have to answer.
Well, hold on. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about first.
Oh, I just wanted to like cap the lands thing.
Yeah.
Of like how we finish off lands. What do you think it's gonna do to our new standard format, putting shocks in? Instead, this is my replacement of like what I had in my future section. Just like, what do you think that
for shocks
are going to do in the format?
Well, we're only getting 5,
right?
So that's a big deal, right? And we're losing a lot of lands. We're losing all the Painlands, and what else we're losing?
The fast lands.
Yeah, we're losing the fast lands.
Fast lands
Holy
too.
Shit! Okay, that's crazy. Well, the shock lands are going to carry. They're going to carry really hard.
So good.
They're gonna basically be leaned on. Every deck's gonna be playing 4 to 8 shocklands, minimum, and it just mostly depends on whether or not they're 2-color or not. Yeah. So I think that we might be in an era where 2-color decks are kind of like prioritized because the mana bases are hard. So if that's the case, then you'll see people basically playing their 4 shocklands and the lands that support it. The basic land has kind of been like brought back into the mix, where like you still want basics in your deck. So the fact that that's the case will mean that if people are playing Field of the Dead or anything like, or sorry, Field of Ruin or anything, or cards like that, still, I don't know which one would be legal still.
Yeah, I don't know.
Demolition Field.
No, because Demo Field was in Brothers War.
Brothers War, yeah. So I don't know if
it's rotating.
I don't know if we're gonna have a Field of the Dead effect.
I don't think we have one.
But we're definitely gonna have like Fabled Passage still, I believe.
Yes, because Fabled Passage.
And so Fabled Passage might be the lean for like the 3-color decks, which is fine because it's going to be leaning more mid-range like it did the first time with Throne of Eldraine. That means that the basic land's going to have to pull some weight. But
they might play 1 or 2 Evolving
sure.
Wilds. It's been so long since anybody's played Evolving Wild in Standard, but there was a time.
I don't know.
I like both of your faces when.
I don't know why I would play it when I have Fabled Passage.
Exactly. I think that Fabled Passage like just is so much better.
Yeah.
Like it's effectively the same thing in the early game, right?
I mean,
but
it
like
goes
come
to what
turn
you were
4,
saying,
it's like
though,
way better.
When you were talking about earlier with the Shocklands, you were like, they'd play 12 and then go, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing a 3-color deck right now, almost certainly you're going to play 12 Shocklands because you're playing 3 colors and you want to have all of them. But you can't if your deck doesn't fall into the ones we get. So if you're lucky and you're playing Sultai, which I think we are getting the Sultai ones. No, we're not going to have enough for you to play all 3 colors of any shock. So you're going to be playing 8 Shocklands. And then if you're in 3 colors and you're playing 8 Shocklands, probably, more probable than not, 4 Fabled Passage. So now you're at 12. And then at least 4 basics, but maybe more because you want to support a Fabled Passage, maybe 6.
Yeah.
So now you're at 18 lands. Well, now what are my utility lands? Starting Town is a good example too. You probably play 4 of those in 3 colors.
Yeah. You probably get 1. You get 1 utility land. That's your 4 slots, and that puts you to 22.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that Shocks are gonna do is actually, to counteract your point, is I think that we might move from 2-color, which is like what we had in standard for a long time with monocolor decks, and move us into being like, oh, we're just stronger in 3 than we were before.
Even with bad mana.
Because I don't think we have bad mana though. Because what we have is we have the Restless Cycle. We have all the Surveil lands.
Yeah.
And now we have Shocks. And so like, yes.
We do have the 10 Surveils, that's a good point.
Yeah. So because.
But the thing is, you have to balance the taps and the shocks, because if you play Surveil lands and Shock lands and Restless lands, your whole mana base is tapped. And so, like, you have to pray your opponent's not playing anything aggressive or you're fucked.
Do it.
Right.
No,
I think
everybody
that the
play
mana-
tap lands, please.
I think the mana base issue is a big deal, I think, because the best lands right now are tap lands besides the shock lands, but the shock lands are going to punish your health, and the health punishing is a big deal. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree that it's been all, like, 2 or 1 color decks. I just think that the most powerful decks just happen to be that because of the nature of the red cards being the best.
Yeah.
But, like, Esper, Pixie, Domain, all those like decks were like multicolored already, and I think that those decks might suffer a little bit as a result. I definitely think people are going to want to lean hard on like 2-color. Like instead of Esper Pixie, I might be just Orzhov Pixie, and Orzhov Pixie looks hella good, you know. Or maybe I'm like, well, I have Water Graves, so I might as well just splash, and maybe that's even just fine too. And then there is the power of Starting Town. That card is phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
So like if every deck's just playing 4 Starting Town,
I think
they can just do whatever they want.
I feel like every deck is gonna have Starting Town.
I think every deck's gonna want to play Starting Town for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if they're playing duels.
Well, I think that the decks like that want to do domain things, like you can't wait till turn 4 to do Overload with Hotwoods. Like you have to do it on 3. And so like that is where I see the downfall of like some of that tap stuff. But like if you do live and then you're like, I could be playing soup.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I don't think your deck can play Surveil and Restless Lands. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Oh, sure.
The shock lands just do whatever they want.
Right.
And if your deck is built properly, then you can respect the life loss. And if the life loss is too much for you, you might trim some shocks. But that's only if you can make the mana work without it. If you're playing like 3 or 4 colors still, or like, let's just say 3 to be realistic.
Yeah.
Then you have to really balance these tap lands. Like if I go, oh, I'm playing three colors. Let me get like you can only pick 1 mana land. Realistically, it's going to be Restless, whatever the best one is.
Right.
In your colors, you're not picking 2 of them and going, let's get 8.
No. You can't do
maybe
2.
do 5.
You could only do 4. Like,
4 to 5 maybe.
Yeah.
But then like at that point, it's like, okay, well, am I going to play any Surveil lands? Okay, how many tap lands do I have? I think if you play 8 to 10 tap lands, you're gonna fucking die.
I agree with that. I just think that like the downside, right? The downside is that you have the pain of going, wow, tap land, awful.
Yes.
But you have the upside of going like Raucous Theater,
yes,
Sacred Foundry.
Yeah.
Now I've got like in a non-terrible way like we just had 3 colors on 2.
Right.
And they're of all like land types.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you do have, I don't think we're not getting Sacred Foundry, right? Or are we getting Sacred Foundry?
I think we are getting
But that's a good point though for Domain.
Right. Because like, I mean, right, we are losing
those
Leyline Binding. Like, Leyline Binding is gone. But I think that like that kind of stuff is better, and that's why it was good that Pixie left, because Pixie being like, cool, get out of here, Underground River. I could have had Watery Grave. Would be like so crazy for that deck to be like, oh, I only take a pain for this one time and never again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think, thank God they banned this town. Because that's like the main reason to splash blue. Now, Storm Chasers Talent, I don't think is a good enough reason.
Yeah.
This town? This town ain't big enough.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm thinking of like starting town again, and I was like,
No, this town. Thank God they banned this town.
Yeah.
Because Esper Pixie is insane. But now, I think for sure they're going to be like, well, 4 starting town. I think we're getting Gala Shrine.
We are getting Gala Shrine.
So it's like 4 Gala Shrine, 4 starting town. Then you could
You
play
got
the
Water
4
Grave too.
Surveil Land. Well, why would you? You only get Storm Chaser talent. I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, sure.
So, like, I think you just play Orzhov Pixie, right? And then that's your list. You're like 2 color, 4 starting town, 4 Orzhovs, or Gala Shrines.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, my Restless Land sucks, so maybe I'll play 1 or 2, but then I can play all 4 of the Surveil Land to support whatever my strategy is.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
I just can't even imagine Pixie with like all the cards that we've lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like, there's no lockdowns anymore.
Well, they get the new one, the artifact one.
yeah. But
There's an artifact
there's a
lockdown
3
now.
mana. Does the same thing as
It's literally
as
lockdown, but not
lockdown.
enchantment. It's an artifact, and it also scoops artifacts.
Yeah, you can pay 6 to do something else as well.
Something about
It's got an
the
exile
exiled
mode.
cards doing a thing.
Yeah.
okay.
But like it's a lockdown.
Sure.
Like the other
3
mode.
mana lockdown. Yeah.
The other mode only matters if you're playing literally the artifact deck because then you actually have mana.
Oh, sure.
Saving Icon Synthesizer deck still I think could be kind of interesting. But see that's like another deck. Like why would they play a 3rd color when they can just be like, well, blue, white, that's it. I'm not getting Hollow Fountain, 4 starting town, at Restless Anchorage, maybe a couple Meticulous Archives. 6 tap lands I think is reasonable.
Yeah.
But like more than that, you're really, really pushing it unless you have like a super good cleanup.
Yep.
And Day of Judgment just ain't it, so it's gotta be split up or the new lockdown.
Right.
That's true.
So, sorry. That was
Chess guy,
my
though.
that was my good way of ending lands. And
I like that. It was good.
Yeah.
Great
So, but what was your question again?
Oh, basically I was like, do you guys think any of the decks now are gonna like be the big hitters, like remain viable, or like rotations just gonna like scoop a lot of these decks out?
Goblins.
And we're gonna go crazy because like I could see his old goblins deck like Gruul Delirium just kind of popping off, but it does lose some power.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like the Gruul Delirium list is very different than what I like to do in Goblins.
FOMO go crazy.
I like to just be consistently fast over time, and I feel like having steady pressure is how you win games, especially against control decks.
Mhm.
The Gruul Delirium deck too often it feels like you're not really doing anything too much impactful in the early game, and then you get to turn 3 and you play a 4/2. Sometimes you're able to do the weird thing where you bring a bunch of things back and you swing for lethal, but again, it goes back to like what I learned with the Leyline Legacy deck, which is consistency beats like spurts of damage. So if you're able to just have consistent damage over time, which I think the mono red version of the Goblins list can do very well, that I feel like beats out, especially if you give yourself Boros, because then you have access to Sheltered by Ghost, and you just
Boros is good.
give a bunch
I
of
just think
other
that
stuff
mono
too.
red goblins might not be the truth unless you're going really crazy into Agathos.
Yeah.
Just to push back a little bit,
No, yeah.
I agree with you on the fact that like consistency is important, but like we saw that in the way that the standard played out, where they had to ban like mice and all this shit.
Yes.
Because they're doing exactly what you described: bursts of combo damage,
Yeah.
and then making it so that you can't survive the onslaught of it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the Afterburner Expert deck, where it's like exhaust, go crazy, exhaust, go crazy. Here's my Vengevines. Can
Yep.
you deal with this board state after I just chunked you?
Yeah.
And
And I love Vengevine.
that's gonna play differently than what you said. Like you're kind of doing the same thing though.
With Howl Squad and Krenko.
Exactly. You're doing that effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chunk you and I'm gonna present a board. Can you deal with my board state? You've been chunked. Your decks are similar in the way that they're trying to hit your opponent and then leave behind a board state of equal damage to their life total.
Yes.
And then present them with like the impending.
Exactly.
Like you are on what's it called? You're kind of like playing like Pokemon. What is it called? Perish Trap, like the Perish song, where like you sing the song. All right, we're dead next turn. You kill me or I kill you.
Done.
Let's get it done.
Yeah, and I love that. And I feel like you're right. The Delirium deck is just doing it on turn 3 with the Graveyard, and the Krenko is just doing it on turn 4.
Well, Krenko can do it on turn 3 with Agathos as well.
Sure. That's a good point.
So like that's why I feel like Agathos could be like the truth as well.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like how do you?
I was
go
gonna say
about it?
it's tough with Agathos, especially in the main, because we just came out of a format where all of my testing has shown me that Agathos is too slow. But we're in a new era now, so
Yeah.
who's to know?
Well, the Graveyard hate might also be just worth it, so it's hard to say. What about you, Frank?
Of like what decks I think like will stay or get better.
Yeah, whatever. Any hot take? Anything?
I actually think
You don't have to have one.
Yeah, I I already know, and you've seen plenty of like VV Cauldron being really good.
Mm-hmm. Is it still the best deck?
I don't.
No,
think
it's
like,
Goblin.
I don't think it's the best deck.
Sure.
I think it's going to be a top contender, but there's like a new card that I'm like, I wonder if this is like the hotness of like what could be. It's called, and this is like you'd have to play other artifacts for this to be good. But the card is called Rust Harvester. I
think the cases are going to be
Is it
really
the
fun.
Kabu?
I think cases were too slow.
Oh, it's the one drop.
Right
Yeah, it's a 1-drop robot, and its text is it's a 1/1 with menace, and it's got pay 2 tap, exile an artifact card from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, then it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So like if
that's such a VV card.
If VV's already getting big because of all the spells that you're casting, but then like you also have this other thing, you could just be like, cool, tap, dome you, fling, dome you.
Yep.
Like,
I also really like that card by itself, which is crazy to say.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like just if you're in a mid-range, as we're talking about, it's going to become mid-range soup. The format is going to slow down. That's a card that can attack in the early game, and then late game you can just sit there and just shoot chunks of damage at your opponent until they die.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Grim Lavamancer.
Yes.
Where people were just like not respecting it and it sits there shocking you to death. Very, very good card for a long time.
Modern playable. Mm-hmm. That was a modern playable card.
It was a modern playable for a long time.
Lingering Souls was good.
I kind of wish Grim Lavamancer was like on Pioneer. I'd love to play it in Phoenix or some shit.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot of like other takes for Standard. I think the thing that I haven't thought about enough that you've like said today is like I truthfully have not thought about the fast lands leaving outside of red green. Yes. Like because I've talked about like they don't have Copperland Gorge, but they keep the rest of their deck. Didn't make me think about all the other decks that are playing like, you know, our blue-white mid-range with Seachrome Coast.
Well, I'm glad because this kind of mana base that we're going to be moving into with only Edge of Eternities and not anything else, assuming Spider-Man and Avatar give us dual lands, maybe they don't. Because like Final Fantasy didn't, right? So if we don't get dual lands in those sets, we're going to be like almost a year of like your mana is going to test you. And I think people that are new or bad at making mana bases are really going to suffer. Like, oh man, I keep losing and I always have perfect mana. It's like, no, you don't. You're playing a turn behind.
Yeah.
And you're shooting yourself in the fucking foot.
Right.
But you'll have perfect mana. You know what I mean? So like,
what happened? How'd you die?
How'd you die? Right. Yeah. Jack's over here like, ooh.
I don't know what happened. You just played 3 tap lands.
You died. 20 mountains, motherfucker.
Literally.
Well, I think that like what is so tough for me is that one, there are a couple cards like from Edge of Eternities that I think that are going to be like so crazy and like archetypes that we aren't seeing right now, mixed with I can't see how some archetypes, as you've said, live unless we get replacements. Like,
absolutely.
Shoot the Sheriff can't be the best 2-drop black removal.
It is. And it's going to be for like a year.
Well, you say that when we've only seen half of the spoilers for Edge of Eternities.
Sure, but like if they give us another unconditional, it has to be unconditional. If they give us another conditional removal, then you just play both.
Or Fell. Fell is becoming...
It could be Fell, and Fell...
Sorcery speed, kill anything?
I think that if Fell is better than Shoot the Sheriff, I'm going to be playing fucking fast aggro. Like, fuck, like, your deck is so slow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes. I don't know. I think Shoot the Sheriff just better because, like, what is it not killing that I'm so scared of that I don't just want the instant speed?
I just forget if because
you got to think about it, like you're gonna go first and have Fell, and they're gonna have a 1 land in play, and you're like, oh, pass.
Is Slick Shot a mercenary? That's what I want to know. Or an outlaw?
Definitely not.
Pretty sure it's an outlaw.
If it is an outlaw, that's the one thing where it's like,
no, wait, it's a bird wizard, isn't it?
Yeah, but I forget what outlaws
think wizards are outlaws.
Bird wizard, cowboy hat. Maybe cowboy hat means you're an outlaw.
Yeah,
hold on.
Go on.
But yeah, even if it is a Slick Shot, yeah, that's gonna matter because you're gonna have to have someone to kill it. But I think there's 3 drop unconditional.
Assassin, mercenary, pirate, rogue, warlock. So it does hit Slick Shot. So I guess you're right.
Wait, what is Slick Shot?
It is I believe it's a bird wizard.
I thought I had a 3rd type by some chance. But yeah, so I don't know. Shoot the sheriff. Like it really depends
Just
on
a bird
what.
wizard.
Okay, nice. Well, it really
He's
depends on what
stealing
it can't hit because go for the throw would get like a ton of play, and then some artifacts would start being good, and then it would tank and play.
Oh yeah,
Right.
You
So
saw
like,
them some simulacrum like lists make me like
yeah,
can't kill the 3/3.
I hate when it dies and draws a card.
Yeah. It's like, come on, why you do that to me?
Yeah, and then when it ETBs in rampant growths.
Okay, so this is a card that I think is going to be really good in standard. The Endstone. If we're going into like a mid-range soup format, if we're going into a format that's naturally going to be preyed on by
Ban it because every
control,
deck plays it.
yeah, I think that this is a 7-mana artifact, which you're never going to cast for 7. You're going to play any of the reanimate target artifacts. Remember, we have Tune-Up, which is a 4-mana return an artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can put this into play. The Endstone, for those of you that don't know,
Tune-Up
is
that was
Aether
Drift, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so we
sure.
have it's 4 mana for reanimate. This is a 7-mana artifact. It's a legendary artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, you draw a card. Beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half your starting life total, rounded up. So let's say you're at 2. You go to your end, you cast Tune Up, you bring your Endstone back, you go to your end step, you go back to 10. Right? Let's say you have,
So it always puts you to 10.
It always puts you to 10. So you're going to be gaining so much life. The games where you're going to be losing life from it are so rare because I feel like not only are you willing to allow attackers to come through and just hit you and then just crack back because you know that you're playing to the Endstone, you're also going to be in positions where, you're just trying to get it into play and then your next turn you're going to be drawing 3 or 4 cards. Because let's say you play Vivi or whatever, right? Not the same deck, but there's so much potential for a card like this. And the opportunity of cost of putting Tune-Up and Stone in your deck is just so low. I feel like as long as you're having because we have so many different ways to discard cards right now, that I think that it could be really interesting to see what kind of decks are trying to take advantage of this. If you're playing against an aggro deck, if you go back to 10 every single turn, and you have blockers and things that get in the way, I feel like this might be like a legitimate win con. And for control decks, this is like the bee's knees. Counter your spell, draw a card. Play a land, draw a card. Like, it hits all the metrics.
Have you heard of this card?
Higetsu's Second Right. I love Higetsu's Second Right. This is a card that I actually wanted to play in Goblins, but we always hit increments of 1. So.
I have good news for you. If people start playing that card, it's a 6 sideboard.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was also going to say that, if I'm playing VV Cauldron into this deck, I'd be like, cool, you're at 10, fling deck.
You're at 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, fling your deck.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this card is like the actual answer. Like,
Sure.
He does do a Second Right. It's a hell of a card.
Yeah, 10
You're at
damage.
10, die.
4 mana, deal 10 damage. That's pretty good. So yeah, I think that this.
You're at 10, cry.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like this card.
I don't disagree. I think that Endstone is like a decent card, but I think that the Sliver one that you were talking about is a lot better.
Let's look at that. Real quick.
I heard Jared giving you shit over it, and I was a little busy, so I couldn't back you up. But
So it's 6 mana. 6 mana.
It doesn't matter that there aren't other slivers to support this because it makes its own slivers.
Oh, I think that there are also... I had other cards on my list that are like, I think, even more mid-rangey scary than the Endstone.
Well, this is not a... this card itself is not a... legendary artifact like the Endstone is, so like it synergizes with itself, which is really cool. Like when you start making enough slivers, you're like, oh, another one.
Because it also has affinity for slivers. Yeah.
Right. So it just really, I mean, if we get any amount of good slivers, like we haven't seen all the spoilers, right? If we get any amount of good slivers, this card's gonna be fucked. But by itself, I like it as a control finisher,
Yeah.
like a control win con finisher,
I
like
like
what you
that.
were describing.
Yeah.
I don't care if I field nuke. I'm making men every turn. It's literally what we were just talking about with mutable.
Yeah. And you know what I also like about this card? I'm going to brew up this horrible deck. I played
Is it called goblins?
Azorius. Wait. I played Azorius Goblins.
Oh, I remember.
You know how I did it?
No, I watched. I watched that stream.
I played the blue leyline so I could make anything in my deck a goblin,
Yep.
and then I played Hair Apparents. My entire deck
Yeah.
was Hair Apparents. So all my rabbits became goblins.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Thrumming Hive Pool, Hair Apparent, leyline. You name Sliver. Now all your Hair Apparents are slivers. This makes it free.
I don't dislike that.
Then you
I don't
just
dislike
do
that.
the thing. Your entire deck is slivers.
I don't hate leyline of whatever the fuck it's called. Transmogrification. Yes.
Yeah. And then your entire deck is slivers.
I've already liked that card since its inception, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of arcane adaptation effects. I used to play arcane adaptation
The OG, I remember.
to turn all my shit like into angels
Yeah.
with like Bishop of Wings.
Yeah.
And there was a way to like combo like make infinite angels. Like that kind of shit's already like
It was
for
so
sure.
cool.
I'm into that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I like the idea of making a tokens deck, all slivers, and then playing this as a top end.
Well, yeah, if all your creatures are slivers, then yeah, how can we make 6 guys as fast as possible? Heir Apparent's good. Is there another way to do it?
We could do it in goblins. It's slower.
I'm trying to think of what's like the fastest way to get like 4 guys of like one thing. Maybe it is just rabbits because you can go turn 3 hop to it.
Hop to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is probably just hop to it and then turn 1 bunny, turn 2 bunny, turn 3 hop to it, and then you cast this thing.
For free. Yeah. This card's hot.
Depends on your offsprings too. But yeah, no, that'd be kind of cool. And then like having all your bunnies be like double strike, and you've got like the fucking Paul Patrick crew, making them bigger and shit.
That's a sliver too, baby.
It could be cool. I mean, like I said, we're getting tribal support though. So like, what does Lauren give us that makes this kind of fucked up? Foundations already has stuff in it, and if next year, I don't know if it will, but let's say next year has another Foundations. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna just lean into the fucking tribes. It'll be like 2 years of fucking tribes.
Dude, give me some good.
You're gonna have to ban something out of the. I know for sure we're gonna get more sliver stuff though, because they're giving us slivers, and mostly Eldrazi. But there's I want to say there's gonna be like slivers on Lorwyn.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have fucked up something.
They're changelings.
Something
so why
fucked
not,
up.
Why not have them just be sliver changelings?
Well.
Sure. Oh well, we're gonna get changelings actually.
Yeah.
So we might not even need to get slivers.
Exactly.
But lore-wise, I can see slivers like fucking up and taking over Lorwyn.
That's what I was thinking. The head is just like, oh, we're everything. But actually,
changeling cards, yes, because we already have a couple changelings in the format, or shapeshifters or whatever. Yeah. Not good ones, but like they could be good now.
True. Yeah. I was actually, when you were saying Eldrazi, I think the new Eldrazi card is like disgusting.
Which one?
The warp one was
the warp one.
The warp is kind of fucked, by the way. Did you see the one that's like 1 mana warp and it keeps making doctors?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I like that one.
The anti causal vestige, 6 mana Eldrazi. When this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Then you put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand on the battlefield tapped. Warp for 4.
Yeah.
So like,
so 4 mana, draw a card, put a 4-drop into play.
Unless you're like summoning Fenrir on turn 3 or
What's
playing
Fenrir?
Summon
Fenrir.
Yeah, or Overlord of the Hauntwoods on turn 3.
Yeah.
Either
that's
or.
a good point.
So that's a 5-drop on turn 4.
Yeah.
And then like you can then do it again after you've ramped more. Like that's gonna go crazy.
Seems nasty.
Well, it's even better if theoretically you're ramping growthing on turn 2 as well. Yeah. So like maybe your deck, maybe it's a really slow deck, but then hopefully that kind of deck could support the lockdown effect. So you can take a turn off against aggro if you have to.
Yeah.
Have you seen this card, Frank? There's a new card spoiled today.
No.
So it's a 3-mana artifact creature robot. You can warp it for 1. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you make a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying, and this token can only block creatures with flying. But
I'm so glad they added that clause, because otherwise this card is like
kills my deck.
Well, it's also like broken as fuck.
Yeah.
This is like, I was telling Gail, like this is such Whirler Virtuoso vibes.
Oh my god, yes.
I love that you can just like, once you have one in play, it's like warp these motherfuckers. Warp them every turn. Yeah. Warp.
Because they keep going back to your hand.
Bing, 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 bing. This is like your affinity deck right here. I wonder how you can abuse. I mean, there's probably many ways to abuse artifacts, but
well, the thing that I've wanted to see about the abusing of artifacts is like we don't have this anymore because of Bro leaving. But I was thinking like, what if we got another card for this Tezzeret that put in artifact creatures into play? So like if I go Tezzeret on 3 and Tezzeret goes unanswered, and then I go make 4 artifact dudes, I get a counter on it 7. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that I've wanted.
I'm pretty
to
sure
know.
people are already like breaking him in Vintage. I think I saw an article of like they were like, oh, the new Tezzeret is already like insane in like the Eternal format because
Ancient Tomb
artifacts are just so
my
broken.
Black Lotus, play my Black Lotus.
You can't. He's not an artifact, right?
No,
thank God, because like if you could workshop him into play, that'd be so fucked.
Yeah.
But like, he seems really cool. I'm excited. I hope he's broken because if people can break him, Tezzeret is so cool. Like lore wise, he's just an awesome character. I want him to be broken, and
he's got a really sad story too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
Just trying to do.
We gotta do a lore.
Lore episode. I would love to do a lore episode because I love lore. That's my favorite part about it.
Well, and beyond that too, I even thought after like you did this lands thing, I was like, oh, we could do like something on planeswalkers and like how they mattered based off of their cost. Because like him being a 3-drop, I was like, wow, we haven't seen like.
I mean, even just in Inception when they first came out in Lorwyn, a lot of people said they ruined the game. Like a lot of like John Fingal and a lot of old pros were like, Planeswalkers ruined the game.
Yep.
Game sucks now.
Yep.
Like, people really fucking hate Planeswalkers.
They
And a lot
died
of
on
people
that hill.
really like them.
They wanted to die on that hill.
And it's interesting because we're going back to Lorwyn, so I wonder if they'll pay an homage to Planeswalkers in any
Reprint
sort.
the OG Planeswalkers and nobody will... No, print them at uncommon. Print the OG Walkers.
No, the OG Walkers should get like a special guest treatment.
Sure, I like them more.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But none of them can hang.
Yeah.
Write this down.
Yeah.
None of them can hang. Maybe Jace Ballerin can hang in standard. That's about it.
I was gonna say
the other ones are all ass.
Garruk, maybe. Make it minus, make it 3.
I want to see a real playable Garruk.
They had a couple.
The best Garruk we ever had was
Predator.
I would say Caller of the Beasts.
Okay,
the one in Green Devotion.
You can just chuck.
Where you slam a World Spine on turn 2 or turn 3.
You -3 to chuck a green creature into play. That one was really good. Lead the Stampede on an uptick was also really high. And then just tutoring for a green creature every unstep was amazing too.
Yeah, I remember when I built Green Devotion when Theros first came out. I was playing against guys that were the old heads at the time.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, I'm brewing this new deck, blah blah," and I'm just like, "Green Devotion, big green muscles," and I'm just like, every game, turn 2 or turn 3, Burning Emissaries, Nykthos, here's a Garruk, go fuck yourself. Yeah, and they were just like, damn, too fast. And it's funny because Green Devotion wasn't even that good.
No.
But
it was Blue Devotion that was good and Black Devotion that was good.
Yeah, Blue and Black Devotion were just better.
Yeah.
But Green Devotion was the hot kid on the block.
It was different.
Everybody hated it. They're like, this is just way too powerful. What the fuck? And it's so inconsistent.
Right.
We had Hero's Downfall ready for his creature, but then his creature made 3 5/5s when it died.
Oh yeah,
and it was
World's by Worm. Yeah.
It was like, oh.
I like World's by Worm. I was also doing something else. What was it? I can't remember what else I was minusing into.
Well, I think Crater Hoof was in the format at that point.
Oh, you could, instead of casting Garruk, you could just cast a Colonial Hydra. That was what was more.
Oh, dude, Colonial.
Because you did Colonial Hydra, and the turn after you did Mistcutter Hydra.
Yeah.
And then you're that was the better plan.
Do you remember Primordial Hydra?
That one is a core set one, M13 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's X double green, enters with X counters. At the beginning of your upkeep, you double the counters on it. If it has 10 or more counters on it, it has trample. There was a game against Todd. I was playing Tooth and Nail, and I got it to a 5/5. It became a 10/10. I passed. It became a 20/20. I passed. It became a 40/40, and then I attacked. And he was like, chump block. And I was like, trample. And he was like, it says trample? That was one of my favorite moments with Todd.
Yeah,
because he just didn't want to read the bottom line of the text.
It's a Hydra, got it.
And I didn't attack the earlier turns. So he was like, oh, nothing bad will happen. Nothing bad will happen.
Well, yeah, that's funny. The other one that I really liked at that era was Poliwhirl.
Yeah.
Oh, just the best.
They
did him okay in when we back to Theros or whatever. Yeah. Wasn't there also a Marshall Machine Polychronos?
Blue Chronos World Leader.
Well, Poliwhirl Leader was the one I'm talking about. Poliwhirl.
Blue Chronos Reborn.
Yeah, that's the one from March, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one was one where I feel like they did him justice because he was dead now. The dead one was the one I don't think I was a huge fan of. But I love Poliwhirl, so cool. And he also synergized with Colonial Hydra.
So good.
Go monstrous.
So
kill all your guys because I made 80 mana.
Leader?
Yeah, Poliwhirl.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Poliwhirl Leader. Oh, fuck, man. Take me back.
Take me back.
Such a cool card.
And that's why we play Magic, for the memories. Look at all the memories we just put up.
It's true. I do want to start doing, like I said, I got a new camera. I want to start doing, just one-shots of stories from, the olden days.
Yeah.
Go. 15-minute video, go. But I want to add editing with it. So I'm going to talk to my buddy who's, a really good editor and see if he can work with me on it because he comes for Pokemon. He's fucking hilarious.
Sure.
He's the one that helped me do that short where I was, ripping a fake pack.
Yeah.
I mean, a really real pack. It was awesome.
Real pack.
I opened an Articuno in there or some shit, or Zapdos. I can't remember. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else you want to bring up? Otherwise,
no.
I think that was good. I think we went for 2 hours.
I think it's more.
Oh, I think we went for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. New longest episode.
New longest episode. Eat that, Jared.
Yeah, Jared, Henry, Thompson.
Henry, Thomas.
Jared hit the line.
And thank you all so much for watching. It really means the world to us.
For sure. Any people you want to shout out before we do our shout outs?
I was going to say, you guys do
we'll do our shout outs and you just jump in.
Yep.
So, as always, shout outs to the patrons for giving us support. One more time. Get them on the screen. Don't shake it. They can't read it if you shake it. Stop shaking it. Anyways,
Don't shake the baby.
Shout out to our patrons. You guys are the best, helping us keep the lights on. And showing support. Any tier does a lot for us. It's really awesome that we're at double digits now. Kind of surprised. I don't know. Like 2 years ago when we started this, I'll be honest, I was like, this is gonna be a really for funsies project.
Not for me.
But you guys make it worth it for sure. And then for the people that are just here with us for the ride, watching for free, thank you so much. One more time, if you could check if you're subscribed on YouTube, hit us with a comment. Let me know what you had for lunch. I want to hear about it. And then shout outs to Nancy Steroids for the intro and outro music. Check out his new music. He's always dropping new stuff, and doesn't work with Frank anymore. So now we can only know how he's doing through his music. And then
him texting me.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Sal, as always, for helping us with the editing, helping us with letting us borrow his camera, etc. He does our thumbnails, which have been fire lately. And shout out to his channel, MTG Chicago. If you haven't checked it out already, give him a subscribe. I think he's like over 5,000 subscribers now, which is awesome.
He's crushing it.
And we send him all of our gameplay videos from Borsat. All the locals games, RCQs, everything goes to his channel for Magic gameplay if you want to check it out there. And please go crazy in the comments. Like, I love it when people crash out in the comments. You see Jack missing a trigger, you better flame the fuck out of him and let him know that he missed that trigger and that he's cheating.
Make me better.
Some people in the comments are freaking funny. I like. I don't know if they realize they're CEO hand shuffling. To be fair, Mike, you need to fucking chill out.
Poor Mike.
But anyways, shout out Sal, shout out Sports Hack Gaming for letting us record here and always letting us record in the shop. And if you guys want to support the store, you can always order on our website. Check us out. Pre-orders, etc. Let us know what you're looking for. We do try to support the local community when it comes to like really hard to get products, like lately has been with like Final Fantasy and Pokemon. But I'd love to ship you guys singles. We've got new boar hat tokens all the time. Todd actually just been working on a thing where he's been cooking. We're gonna do like boar hat packs where you can like buy like a whole set, like 1 through 25, 26 through 50.
That's hot.
And then we'll just send you like the whole pack, and then like you can get foil ones. And then we made boar hat stickers recently. Actually, they're really cool with the hero tokens.
Oh, those look sweet.
Let me actually put one on camera because they're freaking awesome. But
yeah.
Now we have these cool stickers. We've got the Black Mage. We got the hero tokens. Boom. So the stickers are really cool, and those are available as well. But the store is always grateful for any support, and we love hearing about it. We get people coming all the time. Oh, I watched Goblin Ringleader. I watched MTG Chicago. I watched your guys' podcast. I saw your YouTube short, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, thanks, man. That's really awesome. So we love hearing from you guys. It's really fun and makes everything, honestly, much more exciting.
And worth it.
For sure. Any shout-outs that I'm missing?
No, you nailed them.
All right. Well, thanks for being on, Jack. And then let us know what you want to do. Hit us with your shout-outs.
If you enjoy Goblin's content, if you join us as we ramble and then ramble, hit like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more to support the channel, you know what to do. I'm going to shout out my members, even though this is not my members. We're going to do Alpha Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, The Darth New, ADDY100K, Jared Munsterman, Annan, Riberio, Cypher777, AJR, B Rhyme, Gorbasker, The Sliver of Nope, Scott McIntosh, Javier Hugo, Trucker Philosophy, and the last one who I forgot. I'm sorry, I'll shout you out in the next one. This has been a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Damn, he had them memorized, bro. I had to write mine down. Holy shit.
The legend.
Okay, well, Jack is legendary, and if they ever make him a magic card, we'll know it's a legendary creature for sure. For sure. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. That's our show. We're going to wrap it up here. And catch you in the next one next week when we talk about pre-release for Edge of Eternities with Frank. Otherwise, peace out.
We'll see you next time.